Hey guys, it's your host Kyle here, and as this episode was rife with issues, there's going to be some technical difficulties you'll see on the YouTube video if you are watching on YouTube, and on top of that, we did have a bit of an audio hiccup near the last 15 minutes. I do apologize for that. We are working on getting things set up with video, so you guys can have video in the future, put a face to the voices. Thank you for tuning in and enjoy the show. Why are you so far back?
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Go ahead.
Get up to the mic, Caitlyn. No, right.
Yeah.
We need like a cool intro for the.
I'm doing it.
Like an opening for
I'm
this.
doing it.
Just go.
No, like a musical chime.
Caitlyn, just go. Why are you laughing?
Let's just not be that funny at all. It's just funny in her own world.
She breaks everything in the process.
She's gonna like tip over the.
Go ahead. Okay. You're fucking.
I'm changing the channel. What's on the porn channel?
Let's go to HBO. Welcome to, oh geez, that was really loud. Welcome to episode 15 of the ThoughtPatrol podcast. I am joined by Caitlyn.
Hi.
Tyler.
Yo.
And Shawn over on Discord. Yo. And we are bringing you video. We have taken a step into the future. Yeah, so we are here. Hopefully there'll be video. If you're just hearing sound and you're on YouTube, there was a problem. So I'm gonna hope that my phone stays alive long enough to record a full video. We will pray to Lord Jesus. But yeah, we bring you episode 15. Today we'll be talking about, is narration important in video games? So that will be our main topic. And then let's go around the table real quick. We're going to talk to everybody. Caitlyn first. How have you been, Caitlyn? I know you've been training at Chick-fil-A, getting used to working. How's that been going?
This week was my first week, and it was pretty good. It's really tiring, and honestly, it's pretty annoying, but
you can just move
it's
it
a
up.
job.
Move it back a bit. What are you doing? Stop.
Yeah, it's a job.
It's a job filled with delicious chicken.
Yes.
Yes. I can't eat. You know, if you steal food on the job, like if you just eat a fry that's on the ground, you get like fired immediately.
Dude.
Who the fuck eats fries off the ground?
Fry on the ground, you get
it's
fired?
An example, like, you can
Was that the example they gave you in training? Don't eat fries off the ground.
Well, what they do is they have a tray where like that's where the fries are next to it, and sometimes fries fall on this tray. So if you eat a fry off that tray while you're on shift, you'll get fired.
That's if they see you.
Well,
you gotta learn.
The managers work with like regular team members, so
members.
It's really easy to see when someone's doing that.
Okay. Well, sounds like a good old time.
An amazing time.
I know you started playing Hellblade recently. What do you think about that? Because that's probably the main reason that's stirring this main topic for today. Since that game came out, we're going to talk a little bit about narration in games. So what do you think about that game? I know you've played like an hour of it.
Super linear. Amazing. I love how linear it is. Yeah, I haven't gotten that. I played it for like, what?
Caitlyn has to like go and bounce up in order to talk, and she's just going away from the mic, and she's just bounce back up again. Well, I'm so sorry. We're talking on like a small ass desk here, right?
My TV dinner table.
Yeah, right.
What was I saying?
It's very linear.
Yeah, it's good for it's linear.
I've only been playing it for like 20 minutes, so that's so far my opinion of it. There's no way that you can't go the right way.
Unless you run
or you
into
can't
fire
go the
and
wrong
die.
way. Well, shut up, all right?
I'm gonna go out on a limb. And hate everyone who's getting to play this game before I do right now.
It's pretty good. It's fun.
Fuck you.
Yeah. All of you.
That's cool. What about you, Tyler? How about you been doing?
God, I'm getting this weird sense of deja vu. I'm like,
we did start the first 10 minutes. I think we started the first 10 minutes. Caitlyn came in with chocolate. She's like, oh, I thought I was doing the podcast with you guys. And I'm like,
I brought chocolates.
And I'm like,
I brought peace offerings, so
yeah, fuck your peace
I
offerings.
brought a whole bag of peace offerings.
Okay, so she joined us because she brought
You
chocolate.
fucked the peace offerings right into your mouth.
That's right. All fucking seven pieces of them.
No, I offered, Hey, you want more? There's some right here.
Thank you. Thank you. I need the rest of the bag to accept this peace offering.
You don't have to scream.
No, I'm very upset right now.
Stop. You're really loud when you do that. And it peaks.
I'm sorry, guys.
It peaks because there's no pop filter.
Oh, I'll show you peace.
Love that chocolate.
There you go, cutie.
Chocolate rain. But all right. So, okay, it's my turn to talk again. Yeah.
You're still a little close. There you go. Back up a little bit. There you go. Good job.
Is this good camera? Or is this good?
I don't know.
Or is this good?
Stop.
So my week was all right.
Nobody cares.
Shawn, how was your week?
Whoa!
So that's peaking, my friends. Proceeds to cry in a corner.
No, so I didn't do much. I just had a regular work week. Ate some Hershey's Kisses, and so I watched a little bit of anime. I started watching that show that you suggested to me, Erase, which is actually pretty good. I've only watched the first episode, but
good.
oh my god, it's insane. Like right from the get go too. But the first like 23 minutes, I'm already like hooked on it too.
Yeah, right down to that scene with his mom. You're done.
I don't want to interrupt you. Sorry.
Go ahead, interrupt it. Go ahead.
No, you're
Are
fully.
you-
No, it's okay. Actually, I'm actually curious now.
Kyle, what's the name of that show that we watched the other day?
No, I'm not going to tell you if you're going to make fun of it.
No, okay. I'm gonna give a plot, like a small taste of the plot.
Shawn knows about it already.
All right, Shawn, maybe you can guess. So it's a show
I mean, it's pretty unique. You could tell right away.
about these two girls who are like they're
They-
idols.
They are fucking.
No. So they're idols, and what they do is they sing to fight like evil.
They sing to fight evil.
Like they sing,
I
yeah.
know.
Yeah, I've told them about it.
Oh my god.
It's pretty good, and it's got
I just think it's so.
and it's got
stupid.
Nana Mizuki doing the soundtrack. So she's
Totally
like a
pokes
pop
fun at
idol.
it.
She's good.
I don't know. Their voices sound really weird.
So back
Like,
to Tyler's week. Fuck you guys.
Can you stop screaming into the microphone? You did this on the Comic-Con episode, and you could hear it. Like, you could
Me?
hear it. No, him screaming into the mic.
I have to go watch that again.
Kyle, you're no fun.
I'm dealing with kindergartners.
Yeah, really unprofessional.
You're no fun.
So besides that though, I finished
Sexy
Dark Souls.
kindergartner.
On top of Shawn.
Yeah,
Shawn,
top of
Whoa,
Shawn and the
Shawn.
dogs, man.
silence.
Fuck
that
my
dog.
week, guys. Shawn, how was your week? I'm actually done talking right now.
Fuck my week.
Fuck my week, guys. I watched anime, played Dark Souls. I'm fucking peeking into the mic here. Shawn,
If you want to see your sound levels, it's right over there. Look at OBS on the bottom. That's us.
right.
Look at that. If you go past that blue thing, you're going the wrong direction, boy. Stop. I think he's having. Yeah, he's having sound things. So we'll have Shawn go last. My week was good. I played a bit of Hellblade. I did a bit of Elite Dangerous, some gaming. I did a near stream
chocolate.
on during the week, so that was cool. We basically are playing through the game on very hard, which is you die in one hit. So effectively, it's a pain in the ass. If you take any damage, it's fatal.
What's the percentage of like finishing that game there? Like gamers who play that?
I don't know. I haven't looked. There's no trophy
like-
for it.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm just doing it for shits and giggles. So
Damn.
we effectively were on the tutorial or that's a tutorial, but the initial game for like 3 hours we were there. So, but we eventually got past it. It was me, Sam Harris, I think Reese Pugischu, which is actually a writer for for Nerd Much, a website. So that's pretty cool. And we were just hanging out. I think Frosty Shake came by for a bit. Those are all people from the It's Obvious Gaming podcast community, but they came by to say hi, so that was cool. What are you laughing about?
It's like really quietly trying to open the.
I try to open the wrapper quietly. He tries to open wrappers quietly, but he screams into the microphone.
What? You're gonna see by the end of the podcast, there's gonna be a little mountain of just Hershey
Fucking
Kiss silver
Hershey Kiss
wraps
wrappers.
over here.
Jeez. So
We're getting there.
that was cool. We did that. I've been trying. If you guys have been paying attention to the channel, we did start a Let's Play, so that's cool. So we are working on getting more content to you guys. I highly recommend you check it out if you're listening and you haven't seen it yet. It's cool. I like the game. The game's very funny. A lot of Wild West themes to it. It's just like a RPG, but it's done in a really bland, like stick figure style. But it's funny. It's really cool. So I'm enjoying playing it. I hope you guys are enjoying the Let's Play. It will be a complete Let's Play. We'll get through the entire game, and then after that, we'll have to figure something out. My computer's a fucking dinosaur. It has trouble recording and playing a game at the same time. So
I want water.
It's got to be low budget games for now until we figure out something. But I'm working on getting a new computer. I just got to get some money saved up, so that sucks. But yeah, we're working on bringing more content to you guys. That's the goal. And I was thinking of doing like a Pokemon playthrough. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be pretty neat.
It's like with I don't.
Which
I don't
one
know.
though?
Wait for the new Pokemon and then play.
But I need a capture card for a 3DS, and those are expensive as shit. I'm
Yeah,
talking about
we
just
get
like
that kind of budget, guys.
I'm talking about like do an emulator or something.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
We're on a Chick-fil-A and Walmart budget.
Yeah, pretty much. So we're trying to save up money to bring you guys just more quality content, so you don't have to deal with the shit that we're dealing with. And then I'm gonna hire someone to murder Shawn's dog on top of that. So
I'm on it.
yeah, be there next week. So yeah, that was how I have been. How are you doing, Shawn? Are you good enough to speak?
My life has been consumed by Monogatari for a week and a half.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, the Bakemonogatari series, or the Monogatari series, which just means story.
Monogatari, yeah.
It literally means story in Japanese. So that's a little fun fact for you guys.
Yeah, right.
You're welcome.
It's pretty
Don't need
amazing.
Google for everything.
Weeb fun fact of the day.
Wait, what was the word?
Yeah, am I gonna finish
Monogatari.
answering the fucking
What is
question
Baka
here?
mine?
Stupid. Baka means
You guys
I know
not
how I
hear
feel,
me?
Shawn.
Go.
Yeah, we
It's
hear
okay,
you.
Shawn. I know how I feel. Yes,
No one talks over me.
Yet. Go ahead, Shawn.
It's one of my favorite animation studios. Kyle loves it too, but they
Yeah, I like Shaft.
Shaft is really good. They're known for
Shaft is
going
really good.
having budget. Yeah, they're known for having budget problems and time problems. So they always make up for that with like kind of unique art styles that both show us a good look, but also save animation time. And there's even been episodes of other shows where they've just had stills of a picture and then a talking voice over it, and they fix it in post on the Blu-rays and shit. But with this one, with each arc, however it's narrated by, their perspective on life, the art style reflects their psyche, their psychosis. It reflects the flaws in their personality, the lies they tell themselves. It's extremely cerebral in how it's written, but there's all this other shit going on. Like the guy who writes the books is extremely pretentious, and he's kind of full of himself. So there's these whole conversations that wrap in on themselves that are just about like how words are formed and why a word is useless or inappropriate. They have conversations about nothing, and I'm not talking about in the Seinfeld sense. Then you've got random bits of comedy. You've got one season that's almost entirely ecchi porn for no fucking reason. And then there's other parts where there's like perverted sections which are actually a reflection of something. They're mindful. They're there for a reason. The dialogue, the characters, everything's extremely labyrinthine.
Well, philosophical
So
porn, I can get into that.
Yeah,
The Hershey
yeah.
alcohol.
Yeah, hold on just one second.
I don't have enough time to even try and give anybody an idea of what it is. I will say that if you're not in this shit that's twisted and trying to understand something where half of everything is a metaphor, don't even bother.
Yeah,
It's deep,
It is deep, very deep. So
like Kyle's ass.
yeah, my ass is pretty deep as well. Thanks for that, Shawn.
You're welcome.
Love you.
So I'm glad you all are doing good. I'm glad-
What was
Now I know why you're there.
Maniac laugh.
I think Kyle for having a deep ass. Tyler says you're welcome. Now we know how it got deep.
Yeah. So I'm glad you all are doing good. I'm glad you could join me for this week. This is episode 15 of the Thought Patrol podcast. And we're going to go ahead and get into some housekeeping real quick.
Housekeeping?
Can I borrow your phone? So I
right
don't have to
there.
use the computer. Thanks, Boo. So
Don't call me Boo.
Sorry, Oob.
Thank you.
why are you all the way at the bottom of this
I
thing?
call you
I'm
Boo.
waiting for what?
Okay. So we do mainly operate on YouTube. So if you're listening to this podcast on a podcasting service, you'd like to come check out more content from us. We do have Let's Plays, as I said earlier, on the channel, and we do have video versions of the podcast. And you also get, hopefully, an actual video this time instead of just a still image for 2 hours. So that's cool.
Yay.
If you like our content, go ahead, leave a comment, give us some feedback, or subscribe. Hit that bell to see what's coming in the future. We do have a Twitter as well at Thought Patrol PD. Feel free to go by and drop a, what do you call that? A follow on Twitter.
Come on, Kyle.
And I don't think we have any iTunes reviews. I checked recently, so we don't have any iTunes reviews, but we did have a couple. We did have one last week that we talked about.
Yeah,
so.
We also got a few more subscribers on YouTube. We were 18 for a while. I think we're at 21 or 22
we are
now.
at 21.
So
that happened right after the Let's Play came out. It jumped by 3.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Good job, Kyle. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
There we
We're
go.
at 21.
He's holding everyone on
we
the
can
back.
fit a small room.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
We can vote.
Yeah, we are 21 strong. So
You're welcome.
we're going to actually go on to our mailbag now because we do have a couple of mailbag questions.
Mail time.
Is that the jingle, Tyler?
Jazz hands?
Ooh.
Jazz hands.
Ooh. Ooh.
What's
Sean's
the
doing
one
it
for
right now
Blue's
too, guys.
Clues?
You just can't see it.
The one for Blue's Clues?
I think that was it. No.
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 You got a man.
We got
Oh, wait,
a letter.
we just got a
Yeah.
letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. I wonder who it's from.
Yeah, that's what
Wow,
it
you
is.
guys don't remember that shit? The fuck was that?
Oh!
Was that really what he sounded like? Jesus. Look how high that shit goes on the... You're in the red zone, Tyler. Don't do that shit.
No, do it again. I want to see.
No, stop, please. There's people listening. Can you... Would you have this done to
Do
you?
that shit.
Yeah.
Do that shit.
Okay. Do it. Just do it. Stop, please. See, this is why we don't converse in the mailbag.
I went to orientation for school, and they had like a thing for registration, and they had the Shia LaBeouf Just Do It thing, and it was the cringiest thing in my life.
Cal, do you remember asking about what Caitlyn's day was at school was? I don't remember that. I was waiting for the moment opportune struck.
You're still too close to the mic.
You're the one that told him to get closer.
I know, but he like...
Dude, I learned from my
he takes
mistakes,
an
and
inch,
now it's
and
like...
then he turns it into a mile.
Can we just put the pop filter back?
Maybe the mic likes
That
a little
doesn't
bit
help though
of
if you're
oral
screaming
sometimes.
into it still.
Okay, I'm not
It's
screaming
designed
into
to
it now.
amplify your voice. You don't
Okay.
have to yell into
Thank
it.
you. All right. I won't really yell for the rest of the podcast.
Okay.
Thank you.
Feeding
So we have from the
Yes.
Flash 2189, who is Sam Harris. He has participated in the podcast before. He says, "Okay, Thought Patrol, riddle me this: does the price
Shut
of a
up.
game affect your opinion of it? For instance, the Ratchet and Clank reboot was $40 at launch compared to something like Persona 5." Compared to something like Persona 5. Now, granted, Persona 5 had way more content, but if a game is great, does the price give a prejudice against it?
And then Ted Roosevelt 26 says, depends on how interested
Yeah.
these are my own words. I can't even
Stop
fucking say the
screaming
damn thing.
into the microphone.
Depends on how interested I am towards the game. And then
Now,
Kyle,
listen.
Bits, it's for the podcast. And here we are now on the podcast.
Yeah,
so
that's
here I
the
am.
idea.
I-
So it's so
I'm
because
just
not
twisting the
everyone's in
joke
our,
on itself, Kyle. That's
not
all.
everyone's in our Discord,
That's
and
all,
you are
Kyle.
still too close to the mic.
Are you serious, really?
Yes. Sit
I feel like
there,
I'm not.
There, where you are there.
Right here?
You're good.
Okay, guys.
You're good.
From here on in.
Yeah. Look at your sound levels. They're not supposed to pass that bar.
Okay, we're done talking about
Okay,
that.
Gotcha,
yeah.
guys.
This is the last time I'm going to refer this, mister. Next time you're getting a slap on
Can
the
we
forehead.
can we
Now
answer
I'm
the
gonna do it.
mailbag now?
Yeah.
we
Okay, so
answer?
that's the questions from Flash. Thank you, Flash, for sending us a question
Yes,
that we
ma'am.
could talk about. Anyone want to go first?
I don't care how
Well-
much a game costs.
Okay. Cool. Now, if you look
If
at
it's a good game, it's a good game. I just play it. I don't. If it's a good game, it doesn't bother me. I mean,
yeah. I like the idea.
I trust free games less than ones that cost money.
I like the idea of games being cheaper. Like if we look at Hellblade, which we were talking about a bit earlier, it's a $30 game, but it has the experience of like a AAA title. It's just shorter. I like that idea. I like of a shorter experience for cheaper instead of it being $60 and just for the graphics. I like that idea. I like where Ninja Theory went with that. That'd be cool to see more games progress that way. I have nothing wrong with the game as long as it's not over $60 because I think 60 is the norm. And I try not to get into like the gold. I hate what was it Ubisoft that does like the golden editions of everything.
It's like $100
I
something.
fucking
dollars.
hate that shit. That shit
$120.
pisses me
Yeah,
off.
that's not the actual. That's not the game price. So game price is $60.
Oh yeah, no,
You know,
I'm saying, but
that gold shit is you're buying more content with it. I don't
Oh,
think that's what he's
I was like,
asking.
what?
Kyle's like, I hate the golden editions. We're sitting in front.
oh jeez.
Caitlyn is not supposed to go over the red.
We're sitting in front of like a Persona.
Don't even
God, I
put your
can't.
hand up. You're smacking everything. We're sitting. What
But
she's trying to
does
say is
the
we're
price
sitting in.
of the game affect whether you want to play it or not?
No, not for me.
What
Absolutely
if
not.
it's like $1,000?
Well, it's obviously under constituencies, but the two examples he gave us was 40 and 60.
Suck my ass.
No, I also don't believe. I mean, if you like the game enough, depending on whatever content you feel is worthy to your interest, if you like the game, you're going to get it regardless. I mean, at some point you will, whether there's like a price drop even too after some point. 'Cause some people do that. Sometimes I'll wait a while until there's a price drop on the game. Usually the game's like super good and it has a really good multiplayer. It'll stay $60 for like a year, but I mean, I have that patience. I'll wait for it. But if the game is good enough, I think you'll get it regardless. Like, you don't care.
Look at fucking GTA 5. I think the game's only dropped to like $30. That's on sales. It's still $60. That's insane. Even on Steam, and Steam's usually a place where you go to get games cheaper, but it's still $60 on Steam. That's crazy stuff.
Shoot, the new Call of Duty with that Modern Warfare remastered package, it's still like full price, and it's been out for how long now too?
It's stupid.
And that's a game that should definitely drop after a while, considering it's already a game that's come out. Just because it's remastered doesn't mean it has to be that expensive.
I heard that they ported it to the PC, and the PC port did horrendously.
Really?
Like, it's not good. There's like rampant hackers and stuff like that, so that sucks. But usually Call of Duty isn't for the PC crowd. Not many, although some people do, but not many people buy Call of Duty on a PC. They usually do it for consoles. That's usually where they make most of their money anyway. So yeah. What about you, Count? You have any idea on the topic?
Yeah, I don't think I care either about how much a game costs.
Because you like Ratchet and Clank a lot, right?
I love Ratchet and Clank.
That reboot was fantastic.
It was so linear.
Caitlyn really loves linear games.
Yeah.
Were you here?
Yeah, I was here.
Price for it.
Were you here for the last podcast?
I was going to revert back to that. So yeah.
I think that if a game is $60,
No, you weren't. You weren't here last week.
Was it last week? You said you've stated it over like the past few podcasts actually that you've been on, that I've been on
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I just love linear.
You go back
Linear
to
is my middle name. I wish my life was linear.
You
but
go
it's
back.
Not.
You go back to episode 4. I think that's when it was first brought up when we talked about Persona 5.
I just love linear games.
Yeah.
And Ratchet and Clank was like they made a movie into a game.
Well,
Couldn't
it
be
was-
more linear.
It was a game first.
Shut
man.
up. Shut up.
Okay, but it was good. I love Ratchet and Clank, and I thought that
So
game was
good.
fantastic. I think, as like Shawn said at the start, if the game is enjoyable and the experience is worth it, experiences alone could be worth $60. Like, again, Hellblade, although it's $30, so it doesn't really apply, but that experience only a 7-hour game, but the game's pretty and it's got like an engaging story. That alone's worth the money. Let's put it that way. Would you guys, knowing what Hellblade is, it's a 6-7 hour game that's like an immersive experience, would you pay $60 for it? I think I would.
I would.
7 hours?
7 hours. I think I'd pay $60 for it.
I don't know. I'm not far enough.
Do you know how many 7-hour games they've charged $60 for in the past 15, 20 years?
Yeah, it's 15, 20 years. How much did they charge for the fucking
I'm just
Nintendo
saying,
64 when
man.
it came out?
Oh.
I think it was like, what, $300-$400?
I'd have to look
Something
it
like
up.
that.
I don't remember. I
Expensive
think it
as
was
shit.
for.
No,
Think of
yeah.
how much that would be now if that came out. I mean, that'd be like that console would be.
Like 30, 40, or well, they charging like for the NES, they charge what, 60?
Yeah, I think at the SNES is like 80 now too.
Oh, the fuck that.
Yeah, and that's only with only so many
I
games
want
too.
that so hard.
That's if you can even get the
You
damn
need
thing.
so much.
Yeah.
No, so hard.
Yeah. No, I'm hard too.
Stop.
That's my secret, Captain. I'm always hard.
I want it hard.
Yeah. All right. Again, thank you for the question, Sam. We appreciate it. So let's go ahead and move on to our next question. We have from XD Funny Guy in our mailbag. He says,
Is he actually a funny guy?
yeah, he's a pretty funny guy.
Okay, cool.
That's what XD is for.
He's like, riddle me this. He's like, riddle me this, Batman. Which Fallout is the best and why? This is
3.
opinion. Oh, okay.
I am
Kalen,
such
not
a
so loud.
Go.
3. I am such a fan of Fallout. I love Fallout, but 3 had the best story. Like, that was when you're looking for your father, right? In the
Yeah,
waste.
I thought it was good.
And then the ending.
Oh, my Lord.
Jesus, it was so. I love that game so
Kalen
much.
over here just like I love.
Did she just give
Fallout.
us a loud Jesus?
Oh, Lord
No,
Jesus.
that's how much I love Fallout 3. So, I just love Fallout in general, but that one had such a good story. Like the way. Shut up! All right,
It's coming
I
from
don't
the
know.
princess
Why are we
of linear.
Why are we laughing?
What?
We're going to call you the Princess
What do
of
you-
Linear.
Well, I mean, there we go. Just the way that the game ended, it was so good. It was so beautiful. I cried. I
it
literally cried. I think, yeah, I literally cried. So
Wasn't Liam Neeson one of the? Wasn't he the voice actor?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I think he
Neeson?
was Liam Neeson. He was the voice actor for the father.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
didn't know
I just
that.
remember because like I think his voice alone made me enjoy the game that much more because I was like, whoa, they got Liam Neeson the voice act. Oh, this is awesome.
Is your answer Fallout 3?
No,
So-
my answer is actually Fallout Shelter.
Are you fucking?
Dude, I was totally gonna take that.
That's why I laughed. No, I've only played 3 and 4. 1 and 2 are on the PC only, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're not anything like.
Yeah, no, I think they like.
They're effectively like it. It's just played a different way.
Yeah, they're different.
I actually like 3 more. Although 4 had the better graphics or whatever, and a lot of people say 4 was just like, it was like 3.5 is what they called it. So the story was cool for 4 and all, but I don't know. I got a lot more enjoyment out of 3. I don't know what it was, but I just liked it more.
3 was in DC.
Yeah, 3 was in
Maybe
Washington.
that's what it was too. I just like
DC.
the setting. I didn't like I also play New Vegas too, but I don't like that much.
I thought New Vegas was kind of weird. The plot was kind of odd.
It was made by a different company, I think.
Are you serious?
Was it Obsidian Entertainment that made that game? I think so. Something like that. I think all the Fallout games are good. I think it comes down to where you entered the series, because every Fallout game I think is really good, and they all serve their own purpose. I think 4 is much more suited to newer players.
Oh.
to newer players. So I think it depends how you entered the series. I think we all entered on 3, and 3 is our favorite. So 3 is the earliest one that was available on consoles. So that might be a lot of people's favorites. But I like 3. I like 3 a lot. I like the gameplay in 3. I like the world in 3. I liked exploring the vaults, and you got like those weird, like super psychedelic things that would happen.
I remember when you got that skill where
The
it
random
opened up like
events.
all the icons on the map,
And you
and then
could go
you got to
exploring.
explore all of them.
They don't have
It was
that
like-
shit in 4. It made me so mad.
It was like a treasure chest that you were opening, and it was like the best present in the world, and it was just so good.
Yeah, so I think it comes down to how you came into the series, and before I let Shawn talk, I'm not going to leave him out of this, but for you, funny guy, you let us know in the comments what your favorite Fallout is, or any of you listening, if you want to come to YouTube, let us know what your favorite Fallout is in the comments and why, and we'll gladly feel free to hear for you. Same goes for you, Flash, if you're listening. What do you think about the price? Your question. I want to hear from you guys too.
Yeah, and join us on the Discord too for those of you listening in that aren't in here yet. I mean, we'd love to hear from you guys.
Yeah, definitely. It's getting
the more the
it's-
merrier.
Yeah, it's getting more active. So we got like 20 people in it now, something like that. So
Give or take.
that's cool. So Shawn, what do you think? What's your favorite Fallout?
I'm not a fan.
Okay.
I played for like an hour, and didn't know that if you walk 2 feet in the wrong direction, everything eats you. And I think
that's amazing, though.
it took me like forever to leave the vault because I'm a completist. So
Yeah,
when
yeah.
I left, I didn't go directly where the plot told me to go. I was like, all right, well, I'll go there later. I'm going to explore this area over here. And then I got shot to death by 4 bandits while being eaten by a bear. And then I played 4 up until you get that armor and go back to the village that you start at. And then I was like, well, that was interesting. And I never played it again.
Yeah.
That oh,
The power armor.
I'm sorry, I just like freaked out.
Zip, zip, zoop.
Another great thing
I'm
about
sorry,
3 is
Caitlyn,
that
we have to get a divorce now.
I can't believe you just said that.
Who's gonna pay for child support?
I don't like, I told you, man, I'm not into that open world shit. And Fallout's like, go whatever, do whatever. And I'm like,
That's true.
no.
I know. I don't know. I don't know why I like it so much because it's not. I mean, it's linear in its own way, but it's not like super linear. But there's also another thing about Fallout 3 is it had really rich side stories. Like I don't know if you ever got this far, but there was like a side story about like when you in Megaton, they have like a side quest about these people that worship the bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was so interesting because that would actually happen. I'm sure that would actually happen if we were in that situation. That people would be worshiping that. I know it's weird, but the radiation's getting there. You know what I mean?
That's also a reference to one of the Planet of the Apes movies too. The worshiping of the bomb. I think it was like the 3rd one or something, or the 2nd one actually. The old ones, yeah.
I've
Fun
only
fact.
seen like the first one.
But yeah, I mean that is a cool idea though. I like that side story there
Yeah.
too.
Well,
Although I don't think I completed it though.
there was like a side story.
Did you blow up the bomb or no? Like in when you play the campaign, because you get to do both.
I know who would blow up the bomb though.
Well, I did it. I think for the achievement, I think you got it for it. So I literally saved before and then just chose to do it or not. So it's like you get both, and also watching the thing explode. It's
was
awesome.
fun, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's so cool. Watching things blow up is like amazing in that game.
Trying to find Sam's other question he sent us on Twitter, but we're using my phone to record, so that's problematic. I should have done this ahead of time, but yeah. So
really,
find-
Shawn, you don't like the big old open world games?
he doesn't like Skyrim either.
Not terribly, no. Because
Tyler's
their
like,
stories,
Skyrim.
they may have good writing, but it's not a immersive story to me. It doesn't have the tight narrative. And when they're trying to sit there and go, oh, it's you are the player. Like the reason why I like 4 is because your character has personality and history outside of whatever you imagine in your head. You decide what direction they go, but they start off a certain way and they already have a certain amount of personality as you mold it and decide where they're going. I like that part. I played it long enough to start seeing my choices start getting worded a certain way because of the way I was playing the character. That was interesting, and it had a story that was I was actually paying attention to. I'm very much more of a JRPG player than an American RPG player. I prefer to be a part of a big story and get to ride that story than make the story up as I go.
Fallout's an action RPG. Well, it's not. It's not
Yeah.
a Japanese RPG.
Oh, no, I respect
Role-playing
that
game.
too. I mean, I know I'm a very simple player when it comes to things. Like I do like the visuals. I'd like the story for what it was, because like for me it was more the kid in me that brought out the whole Dungeons and Dragons thing. That was you hold a sword, you use magic to wield, you can dual wield stuff like that too, and you kill these bad guys, and I mean, not save the princess or whatever, but it's still a lot of cool stuff. And like there's a lot of I like a lot of the level designs, even though sometimes the only thing that I didn't enjoy that much was the constant like caverns or dungeon searching, because a lot of it felt very similar to me. Like when you're going through a tunnel, it's like I feel like I've went through the same tunnel a million times before, and it'll be like in a dungeon you went on one side of the map, or a dungeon, it's like it all feels really identical to me. But like once you get past that, then the rest of the story unfolds, or whether it's like a side quest or something like that. But I mean, for the most part, I just enjoyed it just because it just I think of it from the title of the game itself to watching some gameplay, and dude, there's dragons, and you're like this like dragon slayer. That did it for me, really. And then, funny enough, I used to hate those huge open world games like Skyrim and like Fallout, which were literally the first two that I had played that I hated, and then I started to play it, and then now I love. I was more of a smaller, more linear, like how Caitlyn is. I played Fable 2 and Fable 3, and then I did the Fable Anniversary. But those were a lot more linear, a lot more smaller games, and it wasn't like I didn't have to search every corner to figure all this stuff out, and it was just a lot more simplified. But it was still like a cool, like it was comical too, but it had a lot of cool aspects to the story, and I liked how you were like this hero of this again, another made up world. But and then at some point, like I finally gave Skyrim and Fallout a shot. I remember like hating it. I gave a first like maybe a few hours in each game, and I literally played Skyrim like 2 or 3 times. I gave it like 2 or 3 attempts, and then I never touched it again until my buddy gave it to me because he was getting rid of his Xbox. And I was like, all right, fine, why not? So I put the disc in, and then I started playing, and then next thing I know, I was drawn to it more, and I was like, whoa, you know what? This game's it's actually pretty freaking cool. And same thing with Fallout happened to me later too. So although I do prefer Skyrim over, I like the more classic medieval
Like fantastical
style.
stuff.
Yeah, besides the more modern. I mean, it was really cool too, but I loved swords and dragons and all that stuff compared to just shooting.
Depends on the person.
Mutated monsters.
Fallout is one of my favorite
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I think there's certain inherent strengths and weaknesses to each direction you can take a role-playing type game. And I think that the weaknesses that are inherent in the open world are just not ones that appeal to me, and the strengths aren't enough to keep me there.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Yeah, see.
is
I
the
think for me,
easiest way to-
it started at a really early age when I was younger, and I grew up watching a lot of those kind of medieval things, and definitely I'll throw Lord of the Rings in there as a huge one. But yeah, it definitely it piled on, and that's probably why I like it more. So
That's cool.
yeah.
Yeah. So I can't find Sam's other question. I'm sorry, Sam. I don't know why, but he added us on Twitter, and it's not showing up in my feed. So I don't know.
Thank you, Sam.
I don't know
Yeah,
if he.
thanks, buddy. We'll find
I don't
it.
remember. I don't know if he deleted it or not. I have no idea, but it's not popping up. So that's weird. So we're done with our mailbag segment, and now we're going to move on to the meat and potatoes that we got coming here. We have our Germany or photo segment.
Here we go.
So now, what are our roles going to be, though, guys?
Well-
who's going to be our Batman?
I guess we have to do a little.
Should we do some auditioning for Batman?
Yes.
And we'll have a vote.
Maybe we should pull out some lines from some movies and
or one of our favorite little parodies over
I'll
by
be the
College
judge
Humor.
because I am gay for Batman, so I will be the judge.
Me too. Ben Affleck.
Batflick.
Fuck no. Buttflick? No.
I love.
Well, she just loves Affleck. She doesn't care about Batman.
Seriously,
I love
Caitlyn, I
him.
thought we had something special, and here I am hating on Fallout, and here you are loving on Batfleck. I don't know. I think we may have to see other people.
Damn.
Who's your favorite Batman?
Val
Christian
Kilmer.
Bale.
Christian Bale. Who are you?
Yeah.
Those were good movies.
I love the
It's like,
nipples.
I don't
No, I think
know
George
you
Clooney had the
anymore. I
nipples.
don't
George
know
Clooney.
Tell me with
you.
the nipples.
You're not
George
the
Clooney
man
had
I
the
fell in
nipples.
love with. I'll tell you what.
Yo, nipples out for George Clooney.
Let's think about something.
Yeah, no.
Let's
no,
think about something we
George
have in
Clooney never
common.
happened.
Think
Never
about what we have in common.
Caitlyn, please calm down. You're yelling into the mic.
You have common that you guys hate a lot of stuff. That's a
And
pretty
we
good.
both like to say penis.
What is it?
Well, all I heard was
I heard penis. Yeah, I heard penis too. We like
Oh
to
yeah.
We both
we
like
all heard,
to
we
say
all heard penis.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. And suck my
Well,
ass.
you guys heard what
apparently.
you wanted to hear.
I
Yeah.
still say suck my.
I
ass.
still love you, Caitlyn. It's me and
Okay,
you,
cool.
boo, for
All right, guys.
You and me.
Auditions.
Okay, I'm
Because
not
we got a
in this.
packed episode as always.
I'm a
Auditions.
lady,
So,
Alright, so-
we'll have Tyler go first with his. Now remember this. You're gonna be holding this voice.
Wait, I gotta get my.
You're gonna be
Snapchat out.
holding.
I know.
You're gonna be holding this voice for a while. You have to do this.
it for a while.
Wait, Wait.
I can do this on the
Wait, okay, I'm gonna tell you this. I gotta get on my Snapchat.
I just have to know though. This is gonna be an issue because I get too close to the mic.
Okay, wait.
It's gonna be really saucy.
As long as you're not screaming
Okay,
into the
ready?
mic, you're good.
Set. Go.
What are you doing?
She's putting on
I'm putting
Snapchat.
All right, here's the guy. Here you
I
go.
wanna see you make
You
a
guys
failure,
have to
though.
say, where are the drugs?
All right.
What? Oh my god, I love that video. Batman finds his voice. Which way are the drugs going? Where are the drugs going? Where are the drugs, Harrison? Hey, where are the drugs going?
God,
Seinfeld?
that whole series of videos is awesome.
Oh,
Okay.
I love this. Okay,
guys.
so
Auditions.
dude, I just start saying lines because like,
Just say what he said. Where are
Okay.
the drugs? Do it in a Batman voice.
which way are the drugs going?
Okay. I don't know if I could do this. You gotta get real to see the sneak peek. Is you got a sneak peek. The,
Yeah,
the
get into
objective is you gotta get real close to the mic. You gotta be like,
Where are the drugs going? Oh, I felt that over here.
what do you think?
Where's the trigger? I was just doing line by line. Where's the trigger? I don't know. Okay, this is a little uneven here. Okay, let's do the where the drugs going in, and then we'll do
right.
one line, and then we'll do like a yay nay, and then we'll do like 3 or 4 lines, and then we'll
Okay.
pick. Okay, and then Shawn and Caitlyn will decide.
Okay.
All right, so we'll try this one more
Yeah,
time.
I'll just say what you say. Go first.
Kyle sucks my dick.
That's not fair.
Where are the drugs going? Where are the drugs going?
Okay,
All right.
okay. Now the next line is, where are my underpants?
Okay, go.
Okay. So remember, it'll be me first,
And then
Tyler
Kyle.
first, and then Kyle. Yeah.
Good.
So just so we're not mixed up, because Batman can get lost in
Yeah,
translation
yeah.
there. Where are my underpants? Is that right? Where are my underpants? Where are my underpants?
That sound
Oh, he has like a really deep, like dry, deep. I like
Like
that.
brass.
like an
raspy.
Asian Batman.
Ooh.
Oh, well, my underpants.
Where are my underpants?
Oh my god.
Underpants.
Underpants.
You gotta say like a Japanese.
Okay.
Where are my underpants? Where are my underpants?
Okay. Try not to sound so Asian.
So much bad. All right. The next line is, I want the sweaty banana.
Go ahead.
Alfred, give me the sweaty banana.
Son of a bitch. This isn't fair because I laugh while I'm doing it. So you gotta
get like a really deep
you gotta get your
inhale.
diaphragm.
I don't need to do the diaphragm.
Alfred, give me the sweaty banana.
I really
It sounded like Winston
Okay, wait.
there. It sounded like Winston there for a
Who
second.
can you understand on the over the mic better, Shawn? Like who can you hear clearer?
They're
Who can
both
you hear more
very
clear?
All right, we got to do a tiebreaker. All right, hold on, let me think. All right, you both have to say it really seals in the flavor.
Okay. Just like it. Tyler did it really good last time. Don't scream, please.
Like this is my dream.
This is what I prepared for.
You gotta remember, I fight crime in a rubber suit, and it really seals in the flavor.
I don't remember that line, so I'm just gonna say. Wait, what was it? You gotta remember. I think.
You gotta remember, if I crime in a rubber suit, it really seals in the flavor.
I coughed at the end of it.
Like your other line, I actually liked all of your other lines better, but when you said it as a sentence, I don't know. But I don't know how I sound though too. I'm just saying it. So okay, so
I vote for Tyler.
You vote for Tyler? What about you? What about you, Shawn? I'll be
we can switch if you really want
really
to try.
hard. It's really hard, Kyle, but I'm gonna go with Tyler on like
That's
a
fine.
65.
You know what's also really hard, Shawn? I voted for you. The sweaty banana. The sweaty banana.
Yeah, he's
That's
just
in my
slightly.
pursuit.
He's able to maintain it a little bit more stable, I think.
Yeah,
Just a
I'm
little-
sure. I'm sure.
Okay.
All right, so
Let's get started.
Caitlyn, want to be the
Besides,
This is
anchor?
gonna
you
really
on the-
suck.
I'll be the
yeah.
anchor.
I'll be the
Yeah.
interviewer. All right, boys.
Here we go.
So we go
Scoot
on.
over,
Yeah,
Damn.
sorry.
2 inches.
Not too far because
I need
remember, we're
I
on
have this
camera.
man spread here, guys. All
We're on
right.
Can you?
camera.
How about
I'm
you
sorry.
scoot over?
Yeah, I can scoot over.
Yeah,
a bit.
actually, you know,
I don't
what, I
know.
can do too.
I
I
don't
can probably
know.
just like flip my other.
I don't even know if I'm still on.
This ball is running out of air.
This is better.
I don't know if I'm still on camera or not.
This is better.
Hey guys, if I'm half off camera, I couldn't tell. All right. So you're the anchor, Caitlyn. So we're gonna move on to our Germany or Florida segment with
Oh, you're
our,
doing the article first.
with our breaking news.
I
Yeah.
got-
Oh,
We're
wait.
doing an intro. Like,
Oh, we'll do the
yeah.
article
I got a
first.
good intro.
Oh,
I
Jesus.
got a good intro, so it's
Gotcha.
it's
All right.
fucking
Oh,
genius.
Jesus.
Remember, don't say
Shit.
interviewer in parentheses.
Yeah, that's why they're in parentheses and all caps. All right. All right. All right. All right. So I'm going to explain the article real quick before Caitlyn gets onto it. And basically, it was this man that he hailed an Uber, proceeded to rob a bank, and then took all that money and gave it to people on the street and was apprehended. That was his goal, effectively. So obviously, we embellish when we do this to make sense to the story. So it's not a factual in any way, shape, or form. It's for the comedic effect. So that's the article effectively. It wasn't anything long, but we turned it into a story. So, and then I'll give you guys. We'll have the host guest after the article, and then we'll do the answer after our box office tops.
All right, ready?
So, Caitlyn, you so we
Giant
move.
no duh for any of our listeners.
So we
there's- Like, wow, they really did that?
So we move on to our Germany or Florida segment with our breaking news.
Ready?
Yeah. Why are you so far back?
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Go
Get
ahead.
up to the mic, Caitlyn. Yeah.
No, ready. Ready?
Yeah.
We need like a cool intro for
I'm
the
doing it.
like an opening for
I'm
this.
doing it.
Just go.
No, like a musical chime.
Caitlyn, just go. Why are you laughing?
Let's
Caitlyn?
just not be that funny at all. It's funny in her own world.
She breaks everything in the process.
She's gonna like tip over the.
We're on- Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Alright.
Okay. You're
I'm
fucking.
changing the channel. What's on the porn channel?
Let's go to HBO.
Alright, go.
Let's start.
Alright.
I was
You
hoping.
can't do it with me. It's my,
It's discriminating.
Discriminatory.
it's my thing. Already?
Third time's a charm.
Guys, we're almost an hour in. We need to move.
Take a deep breath.
Jesus Christ.
Censor your chi, Caitlyn.
Just go read.
sorry,
You don't
I'm
no,
crying.
that's the last attempt to read.
Okay.
You failed. It's not that funny.
That's the only funny part. Caitlyn, breathe, please.
Caitlyn, you're only reading like
We
three
interrupt
lines.
this program.
I'm seriously doing.
You're only reading like 3 lines.
Okay, here we go.
She closed everything by accident.
I guess this is gonna be the intro.
Oh my god.
So sorry.
We now interrupt your regularly scheduled program for Caitlyn giggling for 20 minutes.
I do it quite often. I did it. Hello and welcome to Channel 69 News, where this week we're live with a Mr. Robin Hood who has apparently stole funds from a bank while cashing his unemployment check. We go to Kyle on the streets to get the facts.
Thanks, Caitlyn. And you know what I always say. Monster between the sheets. Serious, hard-hitting journalism in the streets. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Am I right?
No.
So we're here live with our alleged perpetrator at the scene of his most recent crime. It appears he arrived maskless, cashed his unemployment check, waved around threateningly waved a gun around threateningly with left a handful of cash and is preparing to leave via an Uber ride. So tell me, Mr. Hood, was it? Why did you rob this bank and then proceed to give out the money to these nearby afternoon shoppers?
I live the night, leaping rooftop to rooftop in the name of justice this afternoon. The shadows are my family and I love them. I simply could not stand this corruption brought about the corruption scum against my shadow family and our peace-loving society, you bastards, and mankind as a whole, against the poor dolphins. Freedom!
That was so fucking loud. I think the audience. Oh, I started the Batman. God damn, it's infectious. I think the audience just heard my eyes roll, but let's say you're right. So why take an Uber? That's fairly easy to trace. Also, why did you just ask him to stream the event to Facebook?
Where's the trick going? Oh, that's the wrong video. I'm sorry. The world must know the taste of this insidious phallus that the government hides in its lying pants. Its tight lying pants before telling us that it tastes like candy. Nay, I say, it does not taste so sweet. It's more like a Jolly Rancher gone stale. I was born to warn you and sail this night. And also to make way for the lower man to climb the ladder of awareness. Lab rats, sheep, that's what we are.
So to be clear, we're rats and sheep, and you robbed a bank because of... I'm sorry, can we go back to the part about Uncle Sam's candy-flavored metaphorical dick for a moment? I seem to be struggling with that one. Also, weren't you railing against corporate America just a moment before switching to the government? Aren't Facebook and Uber corporations? Did you actually think about this shit you're saying before it fell out of your face?
I'm not Bruce Wayne. What? Who? To them, I mean,
Morgan Freeman voice, pass the mustard, Batman.
That's what we are to them. Those invisible spies. Those corrupt cock Nazis. It's why we sleep. Ever wonder why we sleep? Huh? It's like we're under corporate observation and government surveillance. Like, what the fuck, man? What even is life anyways? I mean, look at the moon. It's a dirty white liar. It's like a KKK member. It's a really fat KKK member in the ground. Not in the ground, in the sky. I'm on drugs, man, okay? It's a dirty white liar. It sleeps with your friends and then tells you you're its bae.
Sound like Yoda.
Lots of weird shit going on there, don't you think? Shawn probably has his mic muted as he's laughing his ass off right now listening to this. Not many flights to this moon these days. What do they have to hide? And giraffes? No! Why are there so many gay giraffes? I mean, look at their long necks and they're just slapping each other in the face.
Caitlyn's triggered.
It's a secret operation. A giant spyglass aimed directly at people to watch over us and molest our dreams so sweetly. I'm telling you, let the rabbits wear glasses.
I don't know what incredulity means. The gay giraffes are a secret spyglass watching us? Rabbits wearing what? What kind of douchebag monkey fuckery is this? I'm leaving.
No, simpleton. The moon. It's a perfect circle. Are you listening? It's the doom. The doom is here. People, please hear me. You are the innocent anus, and I am your defender, protecting you from any penetration. Let me thrust my justice upon your colon of despair. I am the only penetration there will ever be. The way we operate as people is poop. Very strange. I hate cabbage. Okay, hold on. My voice. It's... Okay, I have to breathe a little. You ever step back and simply watch people? Just go to a busy location and watch their behavior. We are such predictable species when you go in such... what the fuck am I reading? And they go in and study deeply. You will notice there's this program to it, you see, a design. It's a circle, a perfect circle, like Uranus. A circular design of circles, just like the moon, which is all circles back to. It's madness. It circles around like it circles the earth, or it circles the sun, which I don't know what the fuck the sun circles around, but it circles around something.
Everything circles around the sun, you dumb fuck.
It's madness, okay? There's a significant coordination to our monthly flow as people. I mean, to change that flow, I'm the tampon of enlightenment. On-flow has nothing against me. I will remove our minds from this form and elevate us even higher than the Kardashians. Especially, what the fuck's that bitch's new show? Kylie, she has a new show. I heard it's terrible. Whatever. Free your mind. Hack.
Dude, the fuck is you on about? Sir, you do know you just waved a gun around in a bank, which is insured against theft, by the way, and then proceeded to throw money at random people while shouting, "I love you. The pants of my uncle are filled with peppermint sin." I'm fairly sure at least one part of that is a felony. Prison time, dude. Butt sex city for you, pal. Oh, look, here's the cops now.
I'm gonna go batshit right now. The irony is, I am dressed as a bat. What the fuck?
I'm George Clooney's Batman.
My nipples are really hard right now. You cannot scare me with your slander. I will live on in the minds of people. Take these metallic fetish bracelets off my wrists immediately. You barbarians, free your mind. Don't trust the lies. Semen tastes like feta. Glorious feta cheese made in the lands of Greece. You watch, your establishment will fall and we will rise.
Oh, what is this job even? What is life? I'm cold, so cold. Someone hold me. He took only about like $100. And technically, it was his fucking unemployment money. He waved a gun around at a bank teller after cashing his unemployment check, ran outside, hit some random people in the face with a couple of balled up 20s, and screamed shit. You know what? No. Fuck this. I'm done. I am so done. Pass me the bottle. I think I'll look for what's left of my mind at the bottom. I hate everyone by 3 Days Grace.
Thanks, Kyle, for that amazing down the rabbit hole, whatever that's called. And that was our story for today. Your family and friends must be terribly proud of you. Do try not to drink too much. Tune in next week for another event. As for me, I'm going to go enjoy my time not being Kyle. Toodles.
That was an Oscar. That was an Oscar level.
Wait.
Oh, it has to go the other way. Because they're ending it. Yeah. There you go.
That was an Oscar level performance, everybody.
I wonder how the quality that's going to be, because I
It's going to be you screaming into the mic 90%.
I was really
excited.
trying, but it's like I had to do it. I don't know, like maybe you can do something with the
Did
sensitivity.
you feel me pushing you back?
Yeah, I know. And I was like, "Fuck, I can't."
It'll be okay. It wasn't that bad.
I was the Batman
It's
that
not
you
like
people needed.
it's not like they.
But I'm the Batman that you deserved.
It's not like they can't hear us, so that's fine.
Really, my voice right now is like right in the back of the throat.
Give
Yeah,
you
where's
some
my
time.
water?
Inhale your
Inhale your
Yes, 1
water.
second, guys. Okay, ready for this?
Don't listen.
Did you watch the podcast last week? Because I did the same thing right into the mic.
She went ham on it.
I was like, I'm Tyler right now.
Tyler. Look.
All right. So that was our Germany 4 segment. We will.
I definitely think that was Gotham.
Let's do guesses. Let's do guesses
Florida.
now.
I gotta,
Florida.
hold on, I gotta tell you, Tyler. I think you almost lost yourself to the character. There was a couple of times you started ad-libbing where I didn't know if you were coming back.
We'll find out soon enough,
Got it
guys.
forever. Guesses.
Germany.
Again, like I say Florida.
What about you, Shawn?
Crazy story like that has to be Florida.
Yeah,
Somewhere in
I'm going
Miami.
with Florida.
Okay, cool. All you out there, keep those guesses in your head. We will come back to them after we discuss our box office tops. So let's go on first. We have at number 1, we have The Dark Tower, which is by Sony. It made, oh geez, what number is that?
I mean, it's 26,000
It's such a small number.
Million. Come on.
million. I'm
26,000.
sorry.
Dude, that movie. I did hear
Sorry,
it got
guys.
terrible reviews though.
Yeah, $26,430,000.
Yeah, it got torn apart.
Yeah, I've heard it was really bad.
Yeah, other than the effects, which I
garbage.
guess were mediocre, like I honestly thought, but
Did you see it?
I heard it didn't.
No, just
I heard
like
it
the
didn't hear
trailers and
the book. There were some people mad about it because the main character is supposed to be white or something like that.
Oh no, I don't forget the race crap or what color. I'm saying the story by itself. Like I heard that the character like design and its own development throughout the story was not there, and it could have been there, but they just like it was too fast. It was like they were sprinting like Usain Bolt. It was just the movie would just like started and it ended. Next thing you knew it, there's too much going on for anything for you to really like divulge and what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
Like, you had to have read the books and at least have some sort of sense into what the hell was going on. If you just went in that movie blindly not knowing what the hell you're gonna watch, you walked out like, what the hell?
Yeah.
That's
The only
that's
thing
the one
I
where
don't think
the dude from Interstellar-
Stephen King books make shitty movies.
Oh, yeah.
They
Yeah,
make
Matthew
bad
McConaughey.
movies. They're just too dense.
Hey, he's made a few. I like The Mist.
The only thing I heard that was good about it was that the reload animations were cool.
Yeah, but Tyler, key factor: The Mist and any other good Stephen King movie, of which there's like 3 or 4, are all based off of short stories.
You're right. I also
All of the
didn't.
book
I liked
movies
Silver
are
Bullet
dark.
too, although I didn't like the werewolf though. But the story was decent. I actually liked it.
It was all right. I'll give you that one.
See, again, this is another movie that advertised so much.
Well, all movies
Atomic Blonde. I think they were Atomic Blonde. They like no because like,
All right, that was good. It
I heard it wasn't that. I heard it was just the same thing.
was just a female James Bond.
Espionage movies,
Yeah.
yeah.
Perry said it was average.
It
But
did-
Charlize Theron, I thought
it
she did a
didn't
good role.
introduce anything
See,
new.
they both these movies spent a ton of money advertising.
Mummy.
Mummy.
A ton of money advertising, and then the movies turned out to be shit.
Use your words.
So this was its first week, so it grossed 26 million in its first week, which isn't very good. And it only had a budget of 60 mil. So that's at number 1. At number 2, we have Dunkirk, which is Warner Brothers, which grossed 26 million as well, just a little bit, about $100 or 100,000 less than Dark Tower. 36% drop from last week, and it has grossed 142 million in its run. It is on its 3rd week. Its budget was 100 million.
That's crazy.
So we have, surprisingly, the Emoji Movie
I can't
is at
believe it.
It's at number 3. It grossed 19 mil, but it was a 46% drop from last week.
Well, because it's a kids
Why
movie.
isn't Valerian up there? Seriously, why isn't Valerian up there? Anytime
no one
one
just
is
goes
on
see it.
Sean,
always.
you're gonna answer your
Everyone
own
should go
question.
see
You know
it.
exactly why. 'Cause
Yeah, no one saw it.
It probably was a great movie, but in the eye of the modern audience today, with all these Hollywood films that we have, it wasn't good enough to be out there in the mainstream. That's your answer. Like, just people, they just don't care. It's very unfortunate too. They just don't care about some of those movies, and just that's what Valerian was to the mainstream audience.
Yeah.
Sucks.
So
Oh, man,
sad.
it's all right. I'll pat you on the back.
Emoji Movie has made its budget, which means that we might see a sequel.
No.
Fuck Sony.
This is the 2nd week. Fuck Sony.
No.
At number 4, we have Girls Trip, which is Universal. It made 16 million,
Oh, I thought it was a porno.
41%
It
drop
kinda
from last
looks
week.
Does it really? That's
Excuse me.
hysterical.
And it was 90 million gross, and its budget was only 19 million. So
wow.
shitload. That's on its 3rd week. And then finally, at number 5, we have Spider-Man: Homecoming, which is
Still there.
yep, Sony. It made 14 million, 32% decrease from last week, and it has grossed $300 million
That's insane.
on a budget of 175, and
That's depressing.
it was in its 5th week.
That is very depressing.
See, and there's your mainstream audience right there.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
That movie was so blatantly average.
damn.
Damn,
Like
dude.
Atomic Blonde. And Atomic Blonde isn't there anymore.
Well, it was supposed to be average, though. That's what they were going for. It wasn't supposed to be some huge, like, Avatar-esque, huge budget movie. It was supposed to be more
I understand that, but
All right.
watch it next to Ant-Man, which was on Ant-Man was on the same scale, right?
Mhm.
And Ant-Man was by far not perfect, but Ant-Man was a smaller story, and it was still a better movie. I'm not saying I didn't like Homecoming, but Marvel's made so many changes to the Spider-Man character to differentiate it from what they did right in the first series, and the teeny bit they did right in the second series, which is mainly just Emma Stone. They were they just didn't want it to be like those, so they didn't take any of the good parts of those movies. They just tried to totally kind of rebuild it as a different kind of thing, and it just came off. I'm glad I saw it. It was barely worth the money, but I won't remember much about that movie a year from now.
Here's what I think why they decided to go that route is for an introduction, obviously, with just reading the title, Homecoming. It's he has the high school backstory, and also with it's just how Marvel is deciding to go with it now that they have that partial rights with it, and it's them including Spider-Man into the MCU, which he's gonna have a much bigger role. It's not like how the original Spider-Man series were when it wasn't going to be this huge Avengers thing, really. Because you guys look at the Tobey Maguire series, it was just standalone movies, is what it was. Same thing with Amazing Spider-Man with his name just what the hell's his name?
Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield. Yeah, I was thinking Edward Garfield actually. But with this one with Tom Holland, I liked how they finally got a kid to play the role because that's who he was in the comics, and that's what I liked how they distinguished him as this. I'm gonna say mature, but as this this young, inexperienced character who is just kind of starting to find his way, and then with the help of Iron Man, that like he gets boosted up into this and into this like. This huge superhero universe, and then he realizes like he thinks he can do all these things, but then he finally gets to see that hey, you know what? I'm just a kid right now. I still have a lot to learn, and I know you've given me all this stuff that I can use that you're giving me to acquire that I can use to better myself. But right now, I'm just gonna stay like what you originally told me is to be the neighborhood Spider-Man, and that's kind of what that movie was. Now, obviously, as we go on, as it gets more. Yeah, that was a good part, and that kind of almost
part
did
was
for me
good.
too.
I like that part about it. The story was dumb.
I mean, if you just like, I'm talking about the thing as a whole because that's where it comes full circle. Now, if you're talking about certain aspects, it's like some of the character development, some scenes. Like, I actually didn't care about the Karen stuff when he had the AI. Am I talking too close to the mic? I feel like I was.
No, you're good. Okay. You're good.
Yeah. See, like, I told you I was on top of that. But yeah, I didn't like that too much. But I wasn't nitpicky. But then again, I've only saw it one time. I definitely wouldn't. Criticize or judge a movie too much unless I really think it's that bad. But if it's something that I know has potential, then I'll see it 2 or 3 times, and I do for a lot of movies. Actually, I'll definitely rewatch them quite a few times, even before I come out have the DVD release.
I've seen it twice.
Yeah,
I watched it. I only paid for it once, but I watched it twice.
What?
Yeah.
And I didn't. I like what they did with Peter in terms of his character growth. That was all right. That was it. It was the closest to what they did in the Tobey Maguire series, where he had to learn himself. Mm-hmm. That part, at least, they attempted to do. But anything involving any other characters, anything involving, I mean, the Vulture, any of that, it was him versus a 2-bit crook with some high tech. I felt like you could have condensed that story into a half-an-hour cartoon and given me the same level of enjoyment.
Yeah, but we all wanted to see Spider-Man in that suit for just a little bit longer. But it is what it is. I definitely see them improving on it. With the next series the next one to come out, and of course when he's in Infinity War, that's gonna be awesome to see that. Obviously, it's not gonna be the small town. They're gonna be. Oh, I mean, he's here, and then I'm like, he's here. I'm like, hold on, Shawn doesn't know what I'm talking about, but the video does. But yeah, it's a lower level, but like when it comes in, they're all together. Because that's the whole purpose. That's kind of the direction they wanted to go with, and now it's like he's onto these bigger things now.
You can make something huge in a microcosm. You can have something huge for Peter, but it's not necessarily huge for them. And they did that with Goblin. They did that with Doc Ock in the first 2. They even sort of did it with Lizard in that garbage first movie of Garfield's. But I never felt any threat from the Vulture. And granted, it's a movie, so it's going to be a vast departure from the books anyway. But the Vulture in the books was never a terribly nice guy. And he didn't have tons of motivation. At one point in time, he almost killed Aunt May. He wanted to marry her. It was retarded. He's not a great enemy, so they didn't have a lot to work with in the first place. And Keaton did a great job.
Oh, yeah. He definitely, what he was given, I definitely think he pulled it off. I like him being that dad toward the... Oh, yeah. That's a spoiler right there. That movie came out not too long ago.
I don't know.
No, fuck it, dude. Spoil it. You're good.
Okay. Well, hey, if you don't want to hear anymore, just come back to you later after you watch the movie. All right. 3, 2, 1, boom. All right, go. So he's actually the dad of oh shoot, I just forgot her fucking name. Of
disposable character.
Yeah, the chick that he likes throughout the entire movie, and then so it gets spoiled like that. He shows up because he asked her to prom. They go or to the high school dance, whatever it was. I don't know if it was prom or not. And he goes, opens the door, and he's like, it's going good. It's like that easy part in the movie where it's all chill, like everything's going good right now. He's Spider-Man. He's got his life starting to get together, all this crap, and then boom, door opens up. He's all happy, and then boom, there's Michael Keaton right there, and it's like. He's like, am I at the right house? And it's like, oh yeah, here, let me go get my daughter. And he's like, all the little like lines, the dots just got traced and connected, man. And he's like, oh my God, what the fuck?
Look
and
at that butt.
that was probably the most, like the biggest turmoil in that movie right there was like, and the suspense.
Not
moment.
prom.
Yeah. And they played with that. That was a great scene, by the way. They really played with that too. And like, he's just kind of like the whole time, oh yeah, whatever. Like he gets the corsage, and the girl's like, oh, is that corsage? He's like, hey, yeah, here you go. Like just gives it to her, like tosses it to her like a little football or something like that. And it's like, it's supposed to be this beautiful moment, but he's just like, he's shitting bricks right now. He's like, I'm fucking dead. This is the girl I had this huge crush on. Oh my God, like this is gonna be worse than prom sex right now. But like that's,
jeez,
yeah. So,
Michael Keaton really stole the scene in that car. Like, I really enjoyed that scene where they were talking to each other.
After that, there wasn't any huge threat. It was just kind of like standard, what was going to happen, fight scene, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, that was a good suspenseful scene, though, in the car. I was actually drawn to the edge of my seat at that point.
He was able to convey.
Yeah.
But I think my biggest complaint about Garfield was that he wasn't able to channel Peter wrestling with the two sides of his life. Like, when you had...
Wait, you talking about Andrew Garfield?
The first movie, he just really wasn't able to match, because Andrew Garfield figured out his spider powers in like 15 seconds, and boom, he's Spider-Man. He's done. That was about it, and the rest of the story was so jumbled up and cut up and butchered that it didn't fit. But with Tobey Maguire, they put a lot of time into him trying to balance the two sides of his life and understand who he is and how he can be with people and learning his abilities, and they did that somewhat. They didn't do the ability learning part. He pretty much already had that down when this movie started, and I kind of miss having I'm probably the only person that misses being able to see the origin story and seeing how Tom Holland processes that. But you get to see him trying to learn the multiple sides of his life, which is what you were touching on earlier, and that was the part of the movie I liked. Everything involving the story and everything else, I liked Michael Keaton. The twist with the girlfriend was predictable but nice. I kind of saw it coming because they had to tie it in somehow. I just figured he was going to know somebody in Peter's life. But the whole denouement, the fight and all that, the rest of it was kind of like when your big scene in the movie is clinging to the outside of an airplane. Tom Cruise has done it better. I wasn't like on the edge of my seat. I was like, all right,
it was typical like fight scene. But I like the part before when he got left there after the
guys.
I know Kyle wants to press the timer.
This isn't a movie review.
I know, but just real quick, there's the last scene though.
No, this is Tyler and Shawn's time. Butt out, Kyle.
Yeah,
Go fuck yourself.
Where he gets stuck underneath all that like the debris. That was actually from the comics too, but man, I also felt like I felt claustrophobic at that scene. Like it was so serious. I mean, and even when I thought they were gonna like lighten up on it, like, did you remember that scene where he's stuck on her and he's like yelling for help and like he's like, just some kid. He's freaking out, dude. I felt I was on the edge of my seat. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like I thought they were gonna lighten up on it too, and they didn't. Like, and that scene was perfect. I thought. So I mean, that was just another scene that like made me enjoy the movie that much more overall.
Cool.
Yeah. Yep. That was our movie
review.
That
was our review corner, I guess.
There we go, and we stuck with Spider-Man.
Yeah, I still haven't seen it.
Next.
All right. So we're gonna go through a couple news articles real quick. I'm gonna have the host read them, and we'll go on to our main topic.
The Germany thing.
Oh shit! The answer. I'm sorry. We just spent the last half hour talking about fucking Spider-Man. I forgot about where we were.
It was like 15 minutes, man. Joe.
15 minutes. My ass is 15 minutes.
I can make it longer if you want.
15 minutes of wonderfulness.
I like how I went to 2 gay jokes right off the bat.
That's how it works. All right.
So our answer is
that was terrible.
Florida.
You gotta find more articles where is It's only been Germany once, I think, right?
No, it's been Germany like 2 or 3 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, maybe I wasn't here for the last podcast. Was it Germany last time?
What was the last podcast, Cal?
This one.
That was Mecha Hitler.
Yeah.
Mecha Hitler was
she's
Germany.
cute.
Is she?
Okay.
Ish.
So that was our answer.
Cute.
Tune in next week for another crazy, whatever the fuck we think of.
Where was it though? Did it say any?
It just said Florida. I think it was Miami.
Yeah, I definitely like to know where, because I mean,
I think it was Miami.
that was my guess too. Like I figured, like if it's in some crazy area, it's
be
probably Miami, or it could be some northern. If it's like the more
Tallahassee.
south,
It was.
you know.
It was Shawn.
Tallahassee.
Damn it, Shawn. He's
All
like,
right,
crap.
I
They
did
found
it.
the article.
So we're gonna move on to our new segment real quick. We only got like 5, and we're gonna read through them real quick. We won't really talk too much about them, so we can move on to our main topic. But just bring some news to you guys. Some articles I found that were a little bit interesting. I'll read the first one. We'll have Caitlyn read the second one, and Tyler read the third one. I'll read the. And
Wait.
Can I
whatever.
actually read the second one?
Yeah.
I was actually looking at that one. I like that.
Okay. I'll read.
That's the shortest one, you piece of shit.
I obviously didn't. No,
All right,
the third
so-
one's the shortest. Fuck out of here.
I'll go ahead and read. So we have Zelda's Breath of the Wild's ending is slightly different in Japanese. We have Clyde Mandelin of the Legends of Localization points out a slight discrepancy in this line from the final battle. This is in fact a spoiler to the end of Breath of the Wild's. If you don't want to hear it, go ahead and mute it for the next 30 seconds. I'm going to just read it real quick, and then we'll move on pretty quickly. We're not going to talk about it too much. I just want the idea to be brought up because it's pretty cool. So... in the final battle, Ganon has given up. Now, this line is from the final battle. Ganon has given up on reincarnation and assumed his pure enraged. What?
Okay, go.
Oh, Ganon has given up on the final battle and has assumed his pure enraged form. The Japanese version would read, "This form was born from his obsessive refusal to give up on revival." Official English localization says that Ganon's... Who wrote penis?
I just read that. I'm like, wait, what?
It says someone wrote one of the hosts in the Word doc wrote Ganon's penis.
It wasn't me.
That Ganon turned into his beast form because he gave up on being revived. This translation shows that Ganon's strong. Fuck you.
Shawn was ready for the
He wrote Ganon's penis.
It's actually how the game ends
that's
in the
classic.
Japanese version.
The Calamity Ganon is Ganon's penis. So.
Calamity penis.
So that Ganon turned into his beast form because he gave up on being revived. This translation shows that Ganon's strong determination to be reincarnated was what transformed him. It's a small difference, but this affects the ending if you take it a bit further. The Japanese implies that Ganon will come back someday, while the English suggests that the fight being over. However, Mandolin notes that another possible interpretation is that defeating Ganon in his beast form would get rid of him forever, since the original text essentially says that this is his final form. That's an interesting thought. So,
This isn't even my final form.
because we obviously know that the Japanese is the original version, and sometimes things are lost in localization. That was apparently one of them. So I find that pretty cool. That this might be. What if we get a new villain after this? This might be the final form of Ganon. I mean, they've already changed so much of Zelda already. They might change. Make it a
Could
new
be better
hero.
though. You know, how can you
That
top
wouldn't fit
Ganon
in
is
the
one of the
continuity.
biggest big bads out there in gaming. Yeah, put Caitlyn up there.
Obviously,
I would love to
that's
kill
the-
Caitlyn in a video game.
Jesus.
Fucking
Yeah, but Kyle, that wouldn't fit in the continuity.
Wow.
What happened, Shawn?
kid.
Kyle, it wouldn't fit in the continuity. Ganon's been killed in his beast form before, and that universe still reincarnates.
No, I'm saying, but
three-
obviously he's been killed in his beast form before. Like the first 2 iterations of him were his beast form.
Ocarina, too.
This is Calamity Ganon. Though this is the first time we've seen this form. This is his change because of strong determination to be reincarnated. So this is a whole new form we've never seen before.
But that's one timeline. There's 2 other timelines with Ganons in them that hasn't happened in. So it might end one of the timelines, but you have 3 timelines total that are going, parallel timelines. So that might be a way to cut off one, but you still have 2 others.
I don't know. Knowing Nintendo, I could see them changing.
Wasn't Skyward Sword? Wasn't that?
Skyward Sword was the first
That was the first
conflict between for Zelda. The
Okay.
whole Zelda timeline.
Yeah,
Skyward
so
Sword was
that
the
was
initial
like a
conflict.
kind of like a Ganon, but not really.
This was
right?
before the curse was applied on Link and Zelda, where they'd have reincarnations themselves. That would have to fight a reincarnation of Ganon every 100 years,
Yeah.
every 100,000,
Yeah.
whatever.
Gotcha.
They decided,
Groose
they decided
that
to take
one.
it.
Groose was Ganon's ancestor.
Yeah. So that was like what
That's-
set the ball
gotcha,
rolling.
okay.
So I don't know. We'll see. It's just something that I thought was kind of interesting. Let's move on to the next article real quick. You're reading the second one there,
Yep.
Tyler?
You don't have the name of the guy doing the article here?
Well, that's because these are not the actual article. These are paraphrased by
Gotcha.
me.
Just making sure.
So,
I didn't want to,
that's the
give
idea.
the credit out. Gotcha.
So it makes it easier. We don't have to go to any web pages. We don't have to cite anything because news cannot be pulled that way. Is that you, Keon, typing? Are you like typing future penises into the notes?
Just looking at it, it's so funny.
Shawn,
did you put the penis?
Yeah,
Alright,
Shawn.
yeah,
I
that's why
think
I
Shawn
was
put the
cracking
penis.
up. So
He's the one
good.
that lost it.
All right, so
But yeah, since we're just paraphrasing,
Caitlyn, I did.
you're
So
allowed.
perfect.
You're
So
allowed
perfect.
to paraphrase.
I'm proud.
Articles without stating anything. You do it in like college papers. You do that shit all the time. You can paraphrase effectively, as long as you're not taking anything
I
word for
bullshit
word.
in papers. So I'm
As long as you're not taking anything word
as
for
long as
word.
you don't get it off a wiki.
Oh god.
So our next article here comes from No Man's Sky 1.3 update adds new multiplayer support and much more. Wow, multiplayer support.
Read the
Did you-
article. Read the article.
Yeah, it's not,
I
it's not
did. I
actual
did read a little.
multiplayer.
Read the article.
I'll read the article here,
Wait,
Caitlyn.
read the damn article.
Read the article.
A huge update. No, I'm sorry. Oh, where did that come from? So a huge new update.
Batman
Dubbed,
just jumped out the window.
yeah, right. A huge new update dubbed Atlas Rises. So that's cool. It's like a Metallica song. Is coming to PS4 and PC today, adding joint exploration, a graphical overhaul, and 30 hours of new story content. That's a lot. That's like a brand new game right there.
Yeah, unless you lose it all when the game crashes.
Yeah, that one sucked. With joint exploration, you'll be able to see, communicate, and explore the universe with up
In
to
quotations. That's explore the universe with
explore
air
the
quotes.
universe with up to 16 other players, but they'll be represented simply by glowing orbs. And Hello Game admits that interaction with others is currently very limited. So it's kind of like Fable 3 was like that when you play multiplayer.
Yeah, there'll
if
be
you
another
didn't,
person kind of running around the world.
yeah, well,
Fable
you could actually see the
Fable 3
person,
too.
but before you join the world, if you're like in the same area, you'll see like a glowing orb. I'm
And
assuming
you can
it's
see,
kind of like
it's like that. Yeah.
I just lost his iris. Come here, very limited. You can now edit the terrain of the world around the.
You caught it. Good job, Tyler. I saw that.
You can now edit the terrain of the world around you using a new item called the multi-tool. This allows you to scope landscapes and as you see fit to help others customize and enhance your base. All right, so that's pretty cool. So throwing a few more things in there. In addition, the diversity and visual quality of planets have been improved, and ancient portals allow you to revisit previous worlds. I like that.
You gotta give him props for not just completely giving up the game like like Mass Effect.
Oh damn!
You got
Throwing
something in
shade.
there?
Oh god!
Andromeda.
Got the Andromeda.
Something in
bug.
my throat. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man,
But,
that's shit.
Okay, no, I definitely. If there's ever a huge issue in any game that comes out and like fans are hating on it,
You
I
fix it.
do like to see people trying to do good, like their own developers and creators trying to do good by it and making it better, and not just be like throwing it out there and be like, you know what, I just given up on this. Hey, it's your game. You can do whatever the hell you want, but like if you know you're that guy that made that game, let's
Yeah,
say,
it's not good.
I mean, it's never gonna.
The hell's that?
I don't know. It's
Hey,
never
Too
gonna be
little, too
good.
late.
Yeah, it's never gonna be like completely.
it's
fixed.
not gonna be. You know what?
No.
I don't know if it'll ever be what it truly
What it
was
was
promised, but if they can make it close enough, and at least they say that they tried, you know, and
again.
it's limited. So I wonder how much the limited in there means for limited multiplayer support. That's the one.
That's
Currently,
it.
they're
It's
just
just
orbs.
It's just the globe.
Well,
And you
who
see
knows
people.
what else they haven't?
No, they
like,
say they have stuff coming.
Yeah, there's
so-
more stuff, I'm
and
sure.
it's not
A
like
year
they've
later.
completely. Yeah, it has been a whole year, which is crazy. Now, Sean Murray's trying to remove as many death threats to his name as possible right now. So, we'll see what happens. I'd go back to it if they had a multiplayer. I'd go back to play it. I would, because I know me and Antony have it. Although Antony's never on, so maybe not actually.
Yeah,
now
where
I
is
think
he?
about
I
it.
missed that guy.
Antony just fall off the planet.
Sucking dick. That's what he's doing.
Suck my dick, more like. What?
Okay.
Who?
So,
go.
Caitlyn, next article. That's you.
Mm.
And I'll read the last one. Or is there two more after this?
There is two more.
Okay, I'll read the next one, and then you'll read the last one.
No.
Long one.
You're so rude.
Go,
Yeah, Shawn
Caitlyn.
can read one.
Go, Caitlyn. Oh, well, I don't trust Shawn. Shawn sounds like asshole. So,
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
Overwatch finally
I'm not
adding.
allowed to read.
no, you're not. Especially when you put penis in articles. You're on timeout, mister.
That maniacal laugh. Okay. So here's my article.
Read.
I'm trying. Thank you.
Try harder.
Words are
Okay,
hard.
Overwatch finally adding deathmatch modes, playable now for some people. The mods work exactly how you'd expect. Players attempt to kill as many enemies as possible, and each kill counts.
You
as
just
a
read
point.
mods, it's modes.
Dumbass.
It's not mods, it's modes. Remember, this is effectively new.
just
Some
love
people
this
might have
okay,
not
it's
heard
hilarious.
about this, so try and be as
Professional on
No,
the
no.
show? No.
Try
Hey.
as.
Hey, you
able
don't
to
even
be
have any water in there.
able to be heard.
Okay, so the modes work exactly how you'd expect. Players attempt to kill as many enemies as possible, and each kill counts as a point. The first player in free-for-all to get 20 kills, or the first side in team deathmatch to get 30 kills, wins the match. Alongside the modes, Blizzard is very cold weather, also releasing a new map. Get it?
What did it say? Cold weather?
Blizzard is very
Oh my god.
Suck my hand, John.
Just hearing Shawn laugh is just making me laugh. Oh.
I was like,
I'm gonna make a different fucking doc
sorry.
that you guys can't touch.
Just
Hold on. All right, Kyle, I
we
won't do
can't
it
edit.
again. I promise. I'll be
no, please keep doing it. It just
no,
makes
that
me
was
great.
so good, though.
Go.
I'm so proud.
Keep reading.
John, I'm so proud of
You
you.
threw her for a whirl. She didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Well, how does the sentence actually go?
I don't know.
How do you actually read this sentence?
Let me see. Should I
Blizzard.
finish it?
Bringing you the best quality
Blizzard
news
is
since
also
2017.
releasing.
Blizzard also releasing a
Blizzard
new
is
map.
also
That's
releasing.
okay. Blizzard is also releasing a new map that's built for deathmatch. Go
Go for
from there.
crack.
It's called.
Chateau.
It's called Chateau Gillard.
Gillard.
Geard.
I'm hoping.
Geard.
Blizzard has created variants of existing maps to better support deathmatch games. Deathmatch is rolling out now on the public test realm on PC.
But don't we already have death matches?
No, we have elimination, but that's not deathmatch.
What's the difference?
Elimination is like search, kind of, without a bomb.
I don't know if
Right.
deathmatch is going to be very balanced.
you believe
because, I
in
mean,
me?
that would be more just assault characters.
Yeah, depends. I mean, if you have a healer, you could still effectively run. You just got to, it would be people moving in groups and then breaking out into gunfights. I could see it going that way.
Bang, bang.
So we'll move on to our next article. We have Call of Duty World War II rewards you for watching people open loot boxes. Now, I thought this sounded stupid, so we're going to read it. Headquarters supports Headquarters, which is effectively their new social space that you could hang around while you wait for games to go and stuff like that. It supports up to 48 people at the same time. Players can take part in a lot of activities. Game Informer explains its setup as Headquarters takes place in a D+3 zone. 3 days after D-Day, showing off a launching grounds of major Allied operations. The space is filled with supplies, vehicles, and more. The HQ gives you many options for spending time in between multiplayer rounds. In Headquarters, you can open loot boxes that include cosmetic items. Players who watch you open something will earn prizes as well. You can also access the Pit, which is a 1v1 space where you can apparently go head-to-head to test your skills. If you've played a multiplayer shooter and gotten the better of someone, you've probably been asked to go 1v1 and see what happens then.
Rust, Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, there are daily and weekly quests that you can go take on to earn rewards. Players who take part in all the social elements stand to get more supply drops. You can look at leaderboards, check your mail, inspect other players' attributes, use emotes, check up on Call of Duty news, or watch streams from inside a virtual theater. That's pretty cool. You can group up from inside Headquarters and head into multiplayer or zombies as a group. You can kick a few objects around, hopefully a soccer ball. You can sit down and watch the 1v1 pit matches. There will also be dynamic events in Headquarters 2, one example being an aerial scramble that drives players to anti-air guns to fend off the base from enemy aircraft. There could also be seasonal events, and the game's cosmetic items aim to be authentic and genuine for the time period. That sounds really cool.
I hope it's
That
like
had nothing to do with the title.
That is the
explain
thing.
a little bit.
All
Yeah.
of this is the thing.
The dumb part was the actual watching people open up loots or whatever, or the loot crate, whatever it's called. But like, I hope it's like what I envision when you sit when the article talked about what it's supposed to look like. I mean, it's It's 3 days after D-Day, but you're on the beach still, kind of like that. But like it's like a headquarters setup.
Yeah, like,
it's
it might be like a pillbox or something.
Yeah. So I envision like that scene in Saving Private Ryan after they storm D-Day, and they're kind of like right before they're about to do the next mission, they're all kind of like just chilling there or whatever. So that's I'm hoping it's like set up like that.
What I'm wondering with this is how do you get to this place? Do you have to like queue up for a match and then you're there and you wait, or is there an area in the headquarters where you go up and then queue a match that way? Because
I would like that. I think
because I don't want it where you have to set up a game. You'll get the game so fast you won't have any time to explore the headquarters. So what I'm hoping is you like walk up to a board, queue your group, and then like a ready thing will pop up, and then everyone will get pulled into multiplayer once the ready thing pops.
Yeah,
but it sounds
like a social. It sounds like a social area, dude.
That's what it is.
Exactly what it is.
That's what I said when we started. It's exactly a social area. It sounds super cool. 48 players running around. They're going to do it better than Destiny 1 did it. Because there's going to be, it seems like there's a lot more to do.
Like 15?
Yeah, and then on the top of that, there's dynamic events. That thing where like aircrafts can attack the base. That sounds super fucking cool.
Yeah, so I wonder how that works out. So if you were to die, like what happens? Like so you're able to use. It's not just like a regular free roam, like chill area. You're able to if unless it's only when events occur. Like then you can pull out your weapon, you can start shooting off and doing all that.
They're airplanes. It's the anti-air.
Well, it can just be one thing. I mean, it could just be multiple things, not just one thing.
I have no idea.
I'm assuming that's not hopefully the only thing.
You might have to go bored. You might have to go like
get really boring.
Yeah, you might have to go like grab weapons or something, and then you might get like loot boxes from it or something.
And then do you have?
Dude, I'm gonna be pissed if I have to buy a fucking Modern Warfare game. I'm gonna be so mad.
It's not Modern Warfare. It's World War II.
Call of Duty. Call of Duty. I will be
Battlefront 2.
Everyone else get it. I'm waiting on Battlefront because it's EA and I don't trust them. So I'm gonna wait till the game comes out and maybe like a week or two after.
This actually looks promising. This looks
I
like
don't give a fuck
apology letter.
Did you see what the stuff was from the first Battlefront? That looked promising, and then it came out.
Yeah, but second time's a charm.
Okay, we'll see. I'm saying I'm not saying
free DLC too.
I'm not saying I hate it.
Free stuff, $60 game. That's with all that. That's another $60 more. Right?
Depends how good the DLC is.
Did DICE do the last one?
Yeah, and they're doing this one too.
Huh. Okay.
So I'm saying, yeah, it's EA more of the problem that I see here. So we'll see. I'm waiting
trust
to figure
DICE, but I didn't like your reviews of the last one. It was pretty. It was fun. Then a week later, you're like, no.
Yeah,
I still play
because there's no element of anything customization. There's nothing to progress towards in the first game. I mean, there is stuff, but it's nothing that's worth it.
Yeah,
there was nothing to do. It was just like a sandbox game with no progression. And how are you going to keep people in there? Besides, once the feeling of this is so cool, Star Wars. Once that dies off, it was pretty authentic, I got to say.
Oh, yeah.
But once it all dies off, you're left with a game there's nothing to it.
I still get like
shallow,
slight like enjoyments playing the game. I mean, I didn't buy any of the DLC, but so if just from time to time I'll play it. But yeah, it's not. It really lost its touch really quickly.
Yeah, there's nothing to it.
Yeah, I mean, again, just really authentic. Though.
That's what I'm saying.
It was like a
I'm sure the second one will be
game.
as well. But what I'm waiting for is I want to see. I'm not getting it when it comes out. I'm just gonna wait. Like you do when you wait for games to go on sale. I'm going to see what the reviews are, watch some gameplay, see what the campaign's like, and then I'll see if I'll get it or not. Because we have so many fucking games coming out this fall.
That's kind of pick and choose now.
It is.
You know,
and I already got
budgeted.
I already have 15 games on my pre-order list. So we can't be screwing around. I got to be careful with what I'm buying. So let's move on to the next article, and then we'll go on to...
Like, we all end up buying games together, too, so we got to kind of...
That thing too is like pick and choose. Like
that's why I'm because everyone's effectively getting World War II.
Yeah, I'll probably get it for with you guys. Yeah.
So we'll have something that we can all do that's not Overwatch because the only thing we have at that point is Overwatch currently. So let's go on to the last article. Who's gonna read that? It's you, right? Dal? You're reading that?
Oh, are we switching? Okay.
No, I just read the Call of Duty.
This one has me interested.
Oh, sorry, I just actually deleted it.
You closed it? Do you want to read it, Caitlyn?
I can read it from here.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right. So wow, to the 2024 Olympics could add a gaming tournament. I don't know what I think about this so far.
Just read it first.
I know. Okay, so a list of events for the 2024 games in Paris will begin to take form in 2019. While the official list of sports will be announced after the 2020 games in Tokyo in 2014. Former Blizzard chief creative officer Rob Pardo said there's a very good argument to be made for gaming being a part of the Olympics. I think he says in quotations, I think the way that you look at esports is that it's a very competitive skill set, and you look. It's like hard to read. And you look at these professional gamers, and they thank you very much.
Gets that better?
And you look at these professional gamers, and the reflexes are lightning quick, and they're having to make very quick decisions on the fly. He said, and then when you look at their actions per minute, they're clearing over 300. I guess that's a lot. So a lot of actions. Tony S. I don't want to like bash this guy's name. Estanguet.
France. Or French, so Estanguet.
Tony Estanguet.
Estanguet.
The co-president of France's bid committee said that the gaming community deserves to at least be a part of the discussion. We have to look at it because we can't say it's not us. It's not about Olympics. As Estanguet said that. The youth, yes, they're interested in water sports and this kind of thing. Esports. I know. I was like, I just read that.
Fucking Shawn.
Jesus Christ.
It's like a minefield.
Let's look at it. I know. I'm like treading like dangerous water here too. Let's look at it. Let's meet them. Let's try it. We can. Is that also a thing or no?
No, let's try if we can find.
Let's try if we can find some bridges. I don't want to say no from the beginning.
Now he's doubting the article.
Yeah. Damn it, Shawn.
God damn it, Shawn.
Trying not to read the article as it was.
He is dying there.
God damn it. All right. So now we're going to move on to our main topic.
That's pretty hilarious.
We got about...
Whoa, real quick. Do you like the idea of that?
I don't know. I think Olympics is like the top of the top when it comes to... I've always associated Olympics with physical activity. So I don't see the reason for esports being there. I understand that they want to like adhere to that. I love the fact that esports are on TV, that they're a thing. I think that's cool because I know that there's an audience.
We should have our own Olympics.
Yeah, there could be. But they have stuff like that. Like League of Legends has their own tournaments. Dota has their own tournaments.
No, not like that. I mean, one festival. You have a shooter competition. You have a team-based shooter competition. You have like a Madden competition and a 2K competition, and so on and so forth.
It's like half an hour.
It's okay.
I don't know because
like you could do it at a convention center. Like it could be like a Comic-Con type thing, but it's Game Con, and all it is competitions. They've got the platform, the medals, the whole 9 yards, but it's all gaming. It's not trying to mix that.
You're still effectively explaining a tournament. They have things like this, Evo and stuff like that. Those are our Olympics.
Yeah, but okay, well, I'm saying, but based on the article, though, do you think in the Olympics, do games belong in the Olympics? That's what that's what I'm trying to say.
No. I don't think so.
I don't personally think so either. It doesn't. They don't.
No.
I mean, I could see it as a mental sport, but like you don't see stuff.
There are no mental sports in the Olympics. It's all physical.
That's what I'm saying. You don't see stuff like chess or anything like that in the Olympics. But they have their own tournaments, which is what we have effectively. Exactly. So I don't think we should have our own Olympics.
All those tournaments are separate, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The same thing goes with ours. I think the only reason the Olympics are a thing is because those sports don't have their own like huge events that they adhere to, and also it's like a worldwide audience. I don't think if someone set the money down to fund and
I'm not watching someone play Mario Kart.
Well, no, I don't. But they'll get views, but it won't be on. It'll get views, it'll get attendance, but it won't be on the scale of something like the Olympics. It won't be worldwide.
Exactly.
It wouldn't be on that scale. That's why I think it hasn't happened yet, or I don't think it will happen because there's a huge portion of the world. Everyone watches the Olympics when they come on. But there's a huge portion of the world that doesn't even do gaming.
And it's funny enough, though, because if you watch I think...
Well, but there's a huge portion of the world that doesn't give two fucks about the Olympics, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's more people that do.
But we're talking about for those who do watch the Olympics. That's what the article is based on.
Yeah, but, like I still think if you did a huge event that was just around gaming and it incorporated all of those type of tournaments together, they were just shorter tournaments. I think you'd have a lot of people that would like to go.
What was the last?
I don't see it happening.
Where was the last Olympics? Was it Rio? I think.
Yeah, it was in Brazil.
So at the end,
Yeah.
they go to show you where the next Olympics are in the next 4 years. And I think it is Tokyo. I think it said, right?
oh yeah, no, it's Tokyo.
So what didn't
dude, on
did
their-
you watch the end of that?
They're showing their merch for Tokyo's Olympics. They have like Goku and shit on
That's
their
what I'm saying. If you
merchandise.
watch-
It's so cool.
if you watch the end of the Rio Olympics, like the closing ceremony, whatever the hell it is, and they go to show you the next, who is it? Like the prime minister who runs Japan?
Prime Minister Abe.
Yeah. So I think he popped
You
out.
are such
they
a
had.
weeb.
Hold on.
Oh my
They
God,
they
what
hold
is
on,
wrong with that?
His name
So
is
they
Abe.
they had
What's
this.
the Prime Minister of China?
All right, guys.
Oh, I don't fucking know.
Anyways, they had this
Sorry.
whole intro of him like showing up,
Was
and
he
it
like?
was,
Can he come out of like
he
a?
came out of a pipe from
Like a
Mario,
Mario
and they had
pipe.
all this other stuff going on, which is
so
ironic
cool.
enough
And they
because
have,
look at it, it's a video. It was a heavily video game theme, but it was heavily their pop culture theme.
Oh, yeah,
which a
that's-
lot of
that's
it was
all.
like they had a lot of like mechs and some video game stuff too, like a lot Nintendo based.
And it was so savage.
Which is pretty cool.
They had like Mario holding a paper, and it said Rio on the back of it because it was in Rio. And then he opened it, and then it said Mario.
And he like came out and he
It
had like
was
the
so
Mario
savage.
hat.
It was
Yeah.
so savage.
So like that was interesting. So like that'd be cool if like this is the discussion now. I could see it definitely, but I would not like it. I would not like
I
video
don't.
games.
Well,
being
I don't
in
say I
the
wouldn't like it. I just don't see it ever happening because I can't see
I
someone.
don't see it being
is.
appropriate.
It is happening.
I don't see it being appropriate. It's
Oh no!
under a
Oh,
discussion.
being in the Olympics? No, that's
I
I see
don't
what you're
see
saying.
it
I
as
thought you meant
appropriate
like
for
it
it, no.
being, but being like it having our own Olympics for gaming. I don't see everyone coming together to fund that. We need one person to fund it, and if it would be on such a grand scale, I just don't see it happening now. I definitely see it could be something in the future, but especially as games continue to become
hey man,
more in depth.
It's 2017. Just a lot of shit's been happening. Who
Yeah.
knows? 2018 video games.
Yeah, there you go. The video game Olympics,
Mm-hmm.
and Sean will coordinate them, right, Sean?
What's the next
As
one?
You got
just
like
muted his
you got
mic.
like $160 million to drop.
The next Olympics is.
Hell yeah.
2020 in Tokyo.
And the next one after that.
Is in Paris.
24 in Paris.
Is
Yeah,
it?
we just read the article.
Yeah. All right.
Paid attention.
And then I think because they're gonna have because it hasn't been drawn yet. They haven't voted on the next person, but Paris is in there, and I think LA was in there too. But LA like
oh no.
no
LA?
That's
no
probably not
they
good.
voted
not
they voted to
very
do 2028 instead. I think is what they did. So I think it'll probably be France
They should do
for
the
2020.
Olympics in a place where there's not already like a shit ton of people.
Well, then no one will go.
Well, there's so many people in LA already.
So
How are they gonna like?
That's
We
gonna be a
also,
shit
you
show.
also need an area that has a lot of that can hold the population. So a lot of, I mean,
Yeah.
California,
Rio was
regardlessly has
overpopulated and they
lots
managed
of.
it.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm saying like stadium wise and stuff like that. They have a lot of stadiums that can fill and play these events. That's what you need. You need locations to have. You can't just like have an open field. No, you need to have place in like arenas and stadiums and stuff in order to attract these people. Because that's where all these most of these events are. They're in these.
Yeah.
These like 70,000 capacity, over 70,000 capacity stadiums and stuff.
yeah, there's got to be a place that can build a
You
stadium
gotta hold
for
those
it
people.
too.
You never thought about it like that, did you?
All right.
Well, there's already.
The thing that
how are they
confuses
gonna,
me
How are they gonna
is
hold
how
everybody
is
in
the-
LA? How are they gonna do that?
They'll figure out.
There's
a way.
already a shit ton of people there.
Life finds a way. Jeff
What?
Goldblum,
Sorry, Sean. Sorry.
1996, right? I think.
Stop.
Make it quick, Sean. We got like 25 minutes. We still got to talk about our main topic.
The Olympics is a money pit, man. It never makes back the money that they put into it. They build tons of new structures. It doesn't generate enough jobs. Normally, they hire migrant workers, no matter what country it is, including ours. It's a fucking mess. And
Don't forget
every
the
city that they
advertisements,
have
too.
it in
It's a lot
is
of money.
a wreck when they leave.
Do you need to
Like,
have
I would
the
never
Olympics?
want the Olympics in my fucking
Yeah.
town. I would not want them there because it is garbage. They had people forced into prostitution in Rio. It was fucking bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
that
so
place is a
bad in
fucking
Rio.
mess.
And
Yeah.
Rio had that virus that was there.
Oh yeah,
The
that's right.
Zika
a lot of
virus?
Zika. I
lot
would
of
said
them-
Fleeka.
And it was so, it was so
flocka,
bad. Like
flocka.
people were going there for the
Flocka
Olympics.
virus.
Can I talk? People were going. Shut the fuck up. People were going there for the Olympics.
All right. Cool.
People were going for the Olympics.
I want to go on record as
Go for
saying
some
I've
Fuzzy
been
Barn.
trying diligently not to talk over too many people this time, and y'all have been taking my place like 24/7, like this whole time. Like I even muted my mic for a while.
All
I
right.
have been good, Kyle. I get some snuggle time later.
Okay. On to our main topic. Finally. Because the only thing I'm worried about is that video effectively will eventually cut itself out, and I don't know what time it will. So I'm hoping we're still being recorded. I pray to
Why don't you
Jesus.
check it?
Because then I have to stand up to check it. Caitlyn. Okay.
You should have some sort of like mirror thing
Alright.
where you can see it.
Yeah, I know. I have a little
so
makeup mirror
smart.
there that
I
I
think
was
we're
using
talking
earlier.
On to the main topic.
All right.
All right, main topic, guys.
Main topic. So, how important is narrative in gaming? There's not a whole lot to talk about here, but what do you guys think? So when you have anything that is a story in a game, let's first go around, do we have our favorite types of stories? It's like a genre: thriller, psychological, horror, a post-apocalyptic, feel-good stories, something about parental guidance, some type of story like
What
that.
was
Go
that?
around the table. I'm gonna check the phone.
What was that boob touching game that you were?
Senran Kagura.
Oh yeah, that's a great. See, that's where narrative needs to
There's
be in
no
gaming.
narrative in that. Actually, there is in the new story. There is narrative. You actually get to talk to the
Dude.
girl and like hold her hands and massage her fingers. It's really
Not only
fucking
her
weird.
hands, you gotta slap her thighs too.
Yeah, dude. Hey guys,
I don't know. I never.
we're still recording. See your fucking face. You're just like.
My face like that is probably like that the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a retard.
When we do the video, I'm just gonna zoom in on your face the entire 2 hours.
Sometimes I sit there and I'm like.
I'm just gonna have it track your face.
Sometimes I sit there and I'm like.
Okay. So favorite types of stories. What about you, Ken? What are your favorite type of stories?
Let's go around the table first.
Yeah,
I like linear stories.
Yeah,
I
linear.
actually
I
want to
mean,
think about this. So like you were actually, I'd like to hear Sean's proposition on this.
yeah, me too.
Okay, go, Shawn. Favorite type of story.
I'd like you to elaborate on the question a little bit. What do you mean by favorite type of a story?
I just
Or
to give you
narrative.
examples, like a way a story can develop, or
You mean
like
like-
ways that you've seen, like in pop culture. It doesn't have to be games, I guess, but like your favorite. This is just a little bit of an icebreaker, although which is a stupid way of saying it. But so if you are given a game and you can get would you prefer a game that's about like a post-apocalyptic setting and then people dealing with the
I mean,
struggles of
genres?
yeah, like I said that, didn't I? Genre of story.
Yeah, but then you said something else afterwards that confused me. I don't know
Like,
that I
what
have a lot
story-
of favorite genres.
What's something that you find the most interesting when it comes to the development of characters and a setting that leads to a narrative? What narratives interest you the most? Pull you in the farthest out of all the games you played?
Stories that make you care about the characters. I don't like stories where they don't develop any of the side characters. Where I'm not into something where it's like, okay, here's this one guy and here's 32 other people, but they don't fucking matter. Let's just follow the one guy. I prefer it when you have a cast of characters that has a bond that makes you care about what's happening in the story and what happens to characters. So if somebody dies or gets hurt or there's a conflict, it matters. So you need to have well-developed characters, you have to have well-developed relationships, and you have to grow with these characters through the story. That to me is the best story. If I can go through a game and care about what happens to my crew or the characters that I'm playing with, that goes so much farther to make something personal and immersive. Whereas if it's a game where it focuses on one character and it's all that perspective and whatever happens around them isn't really so relevant, that I don't know, that doesn't really draw me in. So I think I like it when they take time to really give you fleshed out characters, to have a tightly woven narrative that involves all the elements, and they take enough time to make sure that there's no gaps in the logic with the story that they're telling. But as for genres, I like fantasy genres. Sometimes I like horror, sometimes I like sci-fi, but even when I dip into those areas, I still like there to be a strong fantastical element about it. Like if you play like any of the was it the Xenosaga series?
Okay.
I started with Xenogears, went into Xenosaga 1 and 2. That was a science fiction series, very much like some of the best science fiction animes I've watched, and it still had a very fantastical element to it. So I think I'm not into stuff that veers way too close to reality, because I live in reality, so I'm pretty much good with that. But I like things to be based in a certain kind of realistic logic.
Okay.
Characters behave a certain way that are believable. I like believable characters.
Let him finish.
Oh, that was done. It was paused.
No, he's talking.
Oh, was
okay.
he? Oh, I'm sorry, Sean. Let's just cut out my mic.
All right. So are you good,
You're-
Shawn?
You're good. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. What about you, Tyler? What do you got?
Okay, no, I definitely agree with a lot what Sean said, but just throw in almost a counter argument, but I don't know if it could be a counter
A
argument.
rebuttal.
Yeah, so I was saying, I just at the beginning of the podcast, I just finished the Dark Souls 3,
Dark Souls.
and that game, you're just kind of thrown into it, and it was kind of like literally the opposite of everything you're saying, where you like the character development and all that. You're just this one character, and most of the time in that story, that doesn't even have a set like background. You know what the hell's going on. You kind of like discover some lore as you go on, but like by the end of the game, you still don't know what the hell's going on. A lot of the characters are just kind of there. You get some connection with them, maybe one or two characters, especially like the females that are like you're like I don't know what the hell they even are, but like the isn't in 3 she's like a fire watcher,
The Firekeeper.
and then 2 was just some other chick, but like I mean
I don't remember her name.
she was just cute. That's all I remember. And like she had a good voice actress. But like you're just kind of thrown in there, and it's just you the whole game, just going through dungeons, and you're just fighting bosses. It pretty much you're finding your own. You're like, what's it called? Because the purpose of the whole game is just to like either kill all these guys or bring them together so you can move on in your life, because you're like this fated soul. So all you're trying to do is like redeem yourself or there's a fucking
No, it's
all right.
involved.
Yeah, I know. I just sound like a loud ass fart. But it's like, oh, my phone's gonna die. So I'm just saying and like the way how that game is in that story. I don't know. What do you think? And Shawn's mic is muted.
I'd say.
Or you too, Kyle. Like, what would you think?
I'm still here.
Because the way how that game is, I mean, that is also a great game series. I personally believe I enjoyed playing a lot of it. Great gameplay, great lore. That's also very. I still don't know what the hell's going on, but like I feel like I understand parts of it. And the thing is, you got to play a lot of the game to figure out what exactly is going on entirely. But you're still kind of like, those games are almost gibberish, where like a lot of the cutscenes, they're just talking about all this stuff, and you don't know what the hell it is. You don't know what the hell these names are for these places, but it's like, there's some sort of background or some backstory.
I'd say I agree. Well, before I let Shawn real quick, I want to put something. I think with all of these examples, I think any story can be good if it's done properly. I think it comes down to the writer.
Agreed.
Like Dark Souls 3 is fantastic, and its story is good,
Well, any game
but
in the Soul
it's not presented to you. So
Exactly.
it's done in
You're
a
thrown
way
in.
where the game design bolsters the story, because you're not just playing through the game, you're uncovering what's going on with the world. So the problem, it's not even a problem, but the thing that you run into is that the story is presented to you through the environment. You find things, you could read descriptions of items, and they give you tidbits of lore, and you're going through, and other games do this. They have Skyrim that does that with its books. There's Fallout, you could find things, but this is to the extremist sense. A lot of the stuff they tell you don't understand unless you go searching to deepen your knowledge of the universe, or of the world that is the Soulsborne series. And a lot of their games have a well-built story. It's just not presented to you in any way, shape, or form, because you're effectively like a foreign blank slate that is wandering through the world. You're not a part of it. You're effectively wandering through the world. In every game, you're going from place to place. You're effectively wandering through this world that they created and dealing and experiencing the problems that's going on. Now in 3, I know you're effectively rekindling. You can rekindle the flame, so you are a vital role there. But that doesn't mean that you aren't like you're brought from ashes, and you're a blank slate from the get go. It's designed for that character to not have much interaction with anything. I mean, people talk to you, you never speak. But you're experiencing the world in the subtlest of ways, and that's how they do it. And I think that's cool with game design, and it's fresh because it's not done very well, and it's done excellently because they put so much love into the world. You want to learn more about it, and if you take the time to go invest and discover that knowledge, then it reinforces the story, because you know actually what the fuck's going on. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Dark Souls is a weird beast when it comes to that, because of the fact that the way they subtly introduce you to everything. So
I think they actually got I think the creator got fans together, and because they don't know what the hell the entire story is about too. So what they did is they got a fan base together. They collected, and they made a competition to the fans would go and they would make their best to connect and make
Compile
the best story,
the story.
compile the
I
stories
remember
to make a
hearing about
linear story or a linear franchise, whatever you want to call it, and then the winner, whatever it is, and that would be it. So that fan literally by himself, herself,
created the lore
creates
that
the lore,
connects
but yeah.
the games.
And it's obviously voted on from probably fans and the developers alike, and that would be it. Now I don't know if that when that happened, if that even happened yet, or if it's still if it's still going on. I have no idea. I haven't heard anything, but I just remember like hearing about that. I'm like, interesting. Leave it to the fans of the franchise.
I think it's because when they created all of their games, they didn't connect them.
Well,
But
yeah,
then
they're all separate games by
yeah,
themselves.
What they did
Similar
is they had
characters sometimes.
people effectively connect them so that there's a sense to the lore connecting the games.
Mm-hmm.
Where the games all themselves kind of fulfill their purpose. They had a fan basically adjust the lore, and then that went into the third game as well. It was pretty cool. And didn't they get an option to do like something? They made an item in game as well. To,
Yeah,
like,
they
be
do.
a testament to them.
Oh, they do like fan stuff where it's like you can make like shields and stuff like
Oh,
that,
okay.
but that doesn't. No,
Oh, okay. I thought it was.
But based on like, so is it? How important is narrative in gaming? I think like you said earlier, it depends on the game itself. Really, I feel if you like the game enough for what it is, depending on the gameplay, whatever it's like, whatever the genre is, it could be a shooter, action, adventure, fantasy, horror, suspense, drama, even just like, or educational even too. There's plenty of educational games out there. It just depends, really.
I think it entirely depends on the type of person that you are. That when it comes to the game, it depends on what point you are at your life. At some points of their life, people do not have... We just lost Shawn. At some points of your life, people do not have time. There he is. People do not have time to sit down and get invested in a game. So a lot of times people are connected to like Call of Duty, stuff like that, where there isn't...
simple to jump
where
into.
most of the time you're playing the game, you're not connected to a story. You're not doing anything with the story. I think it really comes down to the person, to how, or that time in their life, on how important narrative is to them.
Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, it depends. It really, really, really depends on who you are as a person. I see, like for me, I think narrative is super important, right? I believe that when it comes... Jesus Christ, Shawn. I really think that when it comes to narrative...
Playing tag.
That for me to stay... This is why I don't like multiplayer games too much. For me to stay invested and continue to play a game, I have to somewhat be invested to the character or what I'm doing, effectively. So... So... Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're lagging like a booty hole, boo. So...
A circular booty hole.
I don't even think you heard that. So... But I feel like when it comes to narrative, that it really falls down to where you are in your life.
I agree. Again, and that's why I said Ocarina of Time, because at that age, and definitely what you said, where you are in life, the age. I think before I was 12, man, I could really delve into any game and then just stick with it.
'Cause you had time.
Now it's like, I don't have time, and there's also all these other games coming out. You don't have time to really invest. I mean, you can, but it takes more time. You get consumed. I can literally put I put like maybe 300 hours into Skyrim, and that was the only game I played for God knows how fucking long.
Yeah.
So, and that was actually, no, I had time for that game, obviously, but up until like these recent years, it's like, you don't have time for that. So maybe you can't get drawn into it as much, and also, I feel like how the direction, like how we talked about in other podcasts, that the direction of which video games are going, it also changes the narrative of many of these games too. It's not the same narrative as like what like a lot of developers want to create. A lot of these story driven games are either like they're getting shortened or they're not getting fulfilled. So I feel like they're their fullest potential. Like the Hellblade, what's it called? Stormblade, something.
Hellblade,
yeah. So that's a 6-7 hour game, but there's a lot of. Didn't you say you want to talk about that a lot? There's a lot of narrative in that, correct? Even though it's such a short game.
Well, that was the reason this was brought up. I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't want to spoil anything because it's
Well,
still
that game
relatively
gets
just as
that
much
narrative
as you
gets
can
kind of
explain
annoying.
for the topic,
Yeah, no, but the purpose behind it was the fact that Senua is entirely built around immersion and narrative. And I feel like that game holds its own because of that, And if it was just a fighting game, people would be mad because you got 7 hours for a fighting game.
Yeah,
but I feel like when a narrative is involved, if the narrative is good enough, it could sell you on the price. Mm-hmm. A decent, like the Uncharted games, like the Uncharted games aren't terribly long. They have decent replayability value if you're going for trophies or whatever. But you could beat an Uncharted game in a day.
Really?
I'd say you can.
I just started four.
If you spend all day playing, you can beat it in Uncharted. Again, it depends on who you are.
I'm liking it so far.
Yeah, it depends on. But because their narrative is so strong, it keeps people coming back because they know even if it is a shorter experience, if it's only a 10-hour, a 9-hour experience or something like that, they know that the enjoyment of it will fulfill that price. It doesn't have to be replayable. It doesn't have to be like a Call of Duty where you could just sink time into it all the time. Sometimes I like the idea of Hellblade, where it's a game, you play, you experience, you get that experience in your head, and that alone was worth the money. I think that's cool. There's been other games like that. And sometimes a game does both well. I thought Persona 5 did a good job of doing both. It added a decent amount of playability. It's a very long game, and the story is fantastic for pretty much throughout the game. So it really depends on the design of the game, what the developers have in mind. But I think narrative is important because I believe that narrative, if it's done well, can sell practically any game.
Of course.
As long as the narrative is solid and strong, and it's the same thing as people paying $16 to go watch a fucking movie.
Absolutely.
You're going for that story, and if that story is done well enough, it was worth it because of the fact that the story experience alone was good. And if you think about it, that almost like aligns with how games are. $16 for a 2-hour movie, and then you pay $60 for about a 7 to 8. Although that's always not the case. But you pay $60 for a 7 to 10 hour game. If that narrative is solid, you're effectively paying for a playable movie, and you're still enjoying yourself. Mm-hmm. So I don't see why people are complaining about games like Senua, like, oh, it's only 7 hours.
People just like to complain, man. Sometimes
that's all the time. It's all the time.
Exactly. Yeah, you're never going to please everyone. If you can find a fan base, because it's obviously the game's being made to strike an audience, a certain particular audience. Not everyone's gonna like it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I mean, I'm sure they're gonna be successful, and I mean, from what I hear, the game is amazing. So, and I'll definitely get it at some point.
Yeah, and then the barrier to entry is low because it's only $30. Mm-hmm. So that's cool. So Shawn, are you good enough to give us you got anything to say on this? What we've been talking about?
Just like looking at his little icon there.
Yeah, he's muted.
Mm. Oh.
What about you, Caitlyn? Might be dealing with noise. Do you have any? Would you rather? Do you think that narrative in a game is what keeps you going? If it is a shorter game, basically what we've been talking about. What do you think? You have any opinion on the matter?
I guess.
So what is it? Oh no.
No, you don't have an opinion.
She doesn't have an opinion.
Well,
on it.
I mean, everyone already said everything.
Okay.
So. I always talk last, and everyone already said anything.
So you don't have anything new to add?
Really?
Oh.
Not until the narrative gets annoying. Like sometimes in Persona 5 it gets annoying.
Okay.
You're like really far from the mic. Thanks, kid.
Sometimes in Persona 5 it gets really annoying because you have like too much story, and you're just sitting there watching it's like you're watching TV.
Well, the thing with Persona that's problematic is you're reading a lot of the time. So a lot of people don't like to sit there and read. Same reason a lot of people don't like to watch anime. That's subbed because you have to sit there and read for 20
minutes. Like the thing
minutes.
about Hellblade that kind of annoys me is that you have to hear about the story through these weird pillar things, and it kind of irks me to have to sit there and because I know you can walk around while listening to the voice that's talking.
You can't walk away from it; it'll go away.
No, you can't.
I'm saying if you get to a certain distance away from it,
yeah,
the
and
voice will disappear.
that's annoying. Like I have to sit there, I have to stand there and listen to this voice, and instead of progressing.
And it's weird because with Hellblade, it's Norse mythology. So if it's not particularly interesting to you,
it won't
See,
draw
I like
you
that
in.
Norse mythology stuff too. It's just probably like 50% of it is what made me attracted to that game. Oh, hello. Shawn from the pod.
Said Discord went bananas.
Well, at least Shawn participated for most of the episode.
Yeah.
It's alright, buddy. He's still with us here in spirit.
Someone say something that might be offensive or complain about something.
Well, I think there's just too many dicks in video games nowadays.
There you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Women need
Oh,
to
he's
stay
back.
in
He
the
came
kitchen.
back.
Oh shit, he's back.
The power of my comment brought him back.
All right.
Oh, he unmuted his mic.
Shawn, are you there? I'm gonna say barely. He's lagging really badly. So, but yeah, that's kind of how I feel when it comes to narrative. especially. I think it's
Did he come back and like?
I think it's
things
important.
go off?
I think narrative can be that final driving nail into making a game one of the best in the year. I don't think a game that what the fuck. I don't think a game that doesn't. I think games that don't have narrative, it's hard to get up there on the ladder because it's hard to keep people coming back with gameplay just alone. I mean, gameplay can be fantastic, but the thing about gameplay is by nature it's repetitive because you're effectively doing the same thing. There's only so much that can fit into a game. But if you're experiencing a story, when you get that story, it can be the final nail in what makes a game fantastic. You kind of get what I'm saying? Like I heard that the last Call of Duty game is that its Advanced Warfare, its narrative was very good. Its story was good. I've heard that it had a fantastic story. And it had the same Call of Duty thing. So it got shit on because it was effectively jumping around Call of Duty. But I heard that a lot of people still liked it because it had a good campaign. And if you look at the Modern Warfare games, the early Modern Warfare games, those people are some of the most favorite in the series. And why is that? It's not gameplay because Call of Duty is the same shit every year. It's the narrative. People enjoyed the narrative of the first couple Modern Warfares because it was branching. There was a lot going on. You had soap. You had all these people. And you started to care because the campaign was well written and it was put together nicely. That's why some of those games are some of the favorite of the series. Look at the first Black Ops. It's one of the ones that are highly regarded as well because it had a decent, interesting story. The most recent Black Ops, their stories weren't very good. So it just kind of
sucked.
Yeah, it just kind of falls to the wayside. So I think narrative can be that final driving nail in the coffin. Or that's not a good analogy. That final nail to put... That final... the final elevator to push it into Game of the Year territory, I guess, would be a better thing than final nail in the coffin. That's a stupid analogy.
Yeah, it's like like you just reversed it on itself.
Yeah, effectively. So yeah, I think that's pretty much what it boils down to.
Shawn is typing.
Shawn's typing.
As we hear like just ruckus in the background.
Boy, you leg. See, it says he's... Oh, it's popping between green and red. I love you, Shawn. Everyone else here loves you. I know you can't hear us, but thanks for participating for most of the episode.
So you gotta type out his opinion.
Gotta type out his opinion.
I couldn't get it right.
Yeah, just that was too quiet. Let him know. Someone.
You guys, you mean you're a mess?
Damn. Yeah, I'm green over here, boy. I'm green over here. So, that was. You guys want to call that? Anyone else has a final opinion on the matter?
I think that was we got everything out of there.
Yeah, that main topic wasn't anything expansive.
It wasn't bizarre, no.
No, it wasn't supposed to be anything that we would talk about for a long time, but we got about a half hour out of it, a little bit less. But that's just kind of what I think it boils down to. It's not something that you could kind of expand. At least I don't think you can expand upon. If you guys have anything you want to present to us, go ahead. Feel free to leave a comment. We'll be happy to hear from you. We'll be happy to talk to you about it. I'm definitely excited to see more sides of the conversation because we only have so many people here, and we know you guys out there. You're smart. We want to know what you got to say to us. I am licking your taint right now for the drop a like. So yeah, and also join the Discord. We'd love to talk to you in the Discord. We got a couple people there. So we have some conversations there, but all the hosts are there. So if you want to speak to a specific host, you could DM them or something. Send them a dick pic or two. Please. Yeah, please. I'm running out, dude. Well, I only have like 2 terabytes, and I need like 6 or something like that. So I'd appreciate it. Yeah.
All right.
I think we just broke the 2-hour mark, so that's cool. Do we have anything that? Oh no, sign-offs. Real quick, Tyler, the man, the legend of sign-offs. What do you have to say to us? Stop. No, you can't have dead air.
I have to say something?
You have to say something. You can't have
What was that Skyrim quote, like when you went into the,
Dovahkiin.
no, like silence is like the best. What was it? What was that assassin group you were with?
The Dark Brotherhood.
The Dark Brotherhood, yeah. It was like silence is like the best answer or some shit like that, whatever. I don't know. Alright, well.
You tried.
Yeah, night, don't let my wiener bite.
I like that one. What about you, Kevin?
See you guys next week.
You gotta come from the back and go, You can come from the back and go forward.
Oh yeah.
No, go.
Wait, I got it.
There you go.
See you guys next week.
That was beautiful. And then Shawn has... what's the best way to sound like Shawn?
Hugs and kisses on all your pink.
Hugs and kisses on all your pink points.
Hugs and kisses on all your pink points.
With an exclamation point. So he loves you guys as well. It sucks that Discord kind of fucked up on him. But, yeah. thanks for tuning in, guys. Feel free to leave a subscribe. Click that bell if you want to see more from us. We're going to continue bringing content to you guys, as well as this podcast every week. Feel free to hit us up if you want anything to say to us. If you want to send us a mailbag question, something we can answer on the show, you can either leave it in the comments or put it in the Discord. And yeah, thank you all for tuning in. We're glad that you came to chill with us for a bit, the last 2 hours. You
Okay.
So, yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. This was episode 15 of the Thought Patrol podcast with me, Caitlyn, Tyler, and Shawn. And you all have a good week. Bye.